I need that sports encyclopedia. We West Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you? He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you. Oh, God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
Yeah, we're in the building. What up, what up, what up? It is Talk That Talk Tuesday. Talk, and I will talk back. We got a loaded lineup joining us today. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member today. All this show is powered by BetUS. And, man, we got a loaded lineup all week long. Today we got Duke, former Duke Blue Devil legend Daniel Ying joining us. I believe he's with the in the NBA now in the front office. We'll be breaking down the Final Four, his Duke Blue Devils, plus the Lakers' big win versus Houston Rockets last night. We'll dive into that with Daniel Ying. Plus, former NFL player, current physical trainer, Marcus Peterson joins us as well in the last hour. And then, of course, our very own Steve Kim joins us. So we'll be diving into all things real with him. And, hey, man, it's a great day to have a great day. So pound that like. This show is powered by BetUS TV, so head on over there today and tell them that we sent you. Aaron Rodgers here in L.A. throwing with DK Metcalf right here in our backyard at UCLA. Has the internet talking. So is this a definite? Is this a done deal? Is he a Pittsburgh Steeler? Like my main man Antonio Brown has been saying for months. Yes, AB told everybody on his Twitter page months ago that he would put his fucking foreclosed house on it. He said that I will guarantee that Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. So he must have some insight, or he just took a wild shot in the ass. But bottom line is, his wild ass may be right, as Aaron Rodgers is here throwing with DK Metcalf, taking selfies and the whole nine. The Dodgers go to 6-0 for the first time since 1981. And the second place San Diego Padres go to 5-0 for the first time ever. But we all know they're playing for second. As the defending champs, the Doyers look loaded. The Lakers knock off the Rockets to stay ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies for a playoff race. And Monica Nutt says on ESPN that everyone likes Caitlin Clark only because she's a white girl. But I'm the racist one. De La Cruz, Cincinnati Reds hits for 7 RBIs as the Reds torpedo bats come alive. And the Braves, Jerkson Profar gets an 80-game ban for PEDs and will miss the playoffs if the Braves make it. The Braves may start 0-7 after they played the Padres and the Dodgers to start the season. UConn ladies knock off Juju-less USC Trojans. Unfortunate Juju couldn't play against them as UConn advances to their 17th Final Four under Gino Auriemma. And we have a loaded lineup today, like I said. Former Blue Devil, Daniel Ewing will join us, plus NFL and current physical trainer Marcus Peterson. And our very own Steve Kim will join us here. But without further ado, my main man, co-host extraordinaire, Far East Sider, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defending, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty joins us.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Today is it Tuesday, JB, already? We flying by, man. It's Tuesday right now, man. I got my 2 chains on. I got my brown on brown, tan on brown. Look great with the skin. So we got the Kool-Aid shirt on. He locked and loaded. He's locked in. Belly in the background. But we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be right here without Josh Sarim, Matthew Byer, Robo and Mojo, Ying, TJ Riddell, Boston Richie WC, and Big Fesh 927. They in the building right now, man. We got a great show, and I can't wait. What's going on, Jason? Yes, sir.
I got banned on TikTok already.
What'd you say? Don't lie.
I said nothing. You heard what I said. I haven't said nothing. I swear to God. I said my live was banned already, and it was just the intro song that played. Bailey hit the intro. I turned it on, and I turned around and fuck with my lights, and I was banned. Like, I can't even fart in the wind. And if you smell it, cut.
You know, TikTok might get banned again in like a couple days. So, you know, people forget Trump did an extension for TikTok back in January 19th or January 20th, but it wasn't like a full-time thing. So, like, if they don't get the company sold, I think by April 5th, if I'm not mistaken, or Trump doesn't bring another extension or something, TikTok might get banned again, like in a couple days. So really? We'll see how everything plays out. I don't know.
I hope so.
You hope so?
Huh? Yeah, I hope they.
If JB can't be on it, nobody can.
Yeah.
Only reason why I hope so, selfishly, again,
I'm a true
it makes my job easier. That's the only reason. It makes my 9 to 5 easier
to get rid of it.
From the post, huh?
To actually get rid of it.
Yeah, like it makes my job easier because it's one less platform that I have to worry about posting on at Fox.
Really?
Yeah. So it literally makes my job easier. So like I hope they ban it too.
So lazy.
Nah, just one less thing. I mean, you don't pay me enough.
Huh?
Hmm?
Oh, none.
Nice.
I thought lazy. You for you it's lazy. For me, I'm a hater because I don't want nobody on it if I can't be on it.
Right. If JB can't do it, nobody can.
And you just lazy because you don't want to actually. There's one less thing for you to do.
Nah, just sometimes. Let me be quiet.
Huh?
Nope. I ain't. Nope. I gotta pay bills. Just pay rent. So let me be quiet. It ain't worth it, homie.
Let's dive into the show, man. Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS TV. Head on over there today. We got a loaded lineup today. Smitty, Steve Kim, of course. Marcus Peterson, former NFL player, and Daniel Ewing, former Duke Blue Devil. I know Shaun King probably gonna watch. Be hot. He's going to be hot that a former Duke Blue Devil will be on the show. Daniel Ewing, I think he's with the Lakers front office now, or in the NBA front office. We're going to dive into that.
Shaun will probably text me during the interview. Dang, why y'all have him on yesterday?
Oh, Shaun, yeah. He's going to text you.
Ask him this.
Yeah. He's going to text you.
For sure. I guarantee.
Yeah. You only, though.
Yeah. Black
y'all. Yeah. Let's dive into the quote. Let's dive into the quote of the day, though. Smitty, accept people as they are, but place them where they belong.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Like, don't be mad at who they are. If they show you who they are, believe them. But also understand who they are and how valuable they are in your life, or devaluable they are in your life, and put them in that certain category. Some people you can't see every day. Some people you got to see once a year. Some people it's somebody like myself who I might add value to your life, and you should talk to me often. You got to place them in that certain bucket to where it makes sense for your life. So that's a good quote that I think OG Vincent needs to hear today. And, Jazzy Jazz need to hear that today as well. Big Meech. And that's a good one. I'm not going to rank it. It's not a ranked type of quote, but it's a good one.
My Coach JB little neon ain't working. I won't turn down, shut it off, drama. And then Twitter won't reshare the show. I don't know why. So views are down. That's shitty. Shitty start the other day.
Your energy sucks.
Yeah, it's because of you. Let's dive into it. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Bet US too. Fuck everyone else. I'm tired of all these other motherfuckers. But anyway, contrary to belief, Smitty, today is April Fool's Day. Believe nothing and trust no one, just like any other day.
Ding, 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 ding. Top 10 alert, top 10 alert, top 10 alert. You be knowing when you say some real stuff, though. Like, even you felt that one differently. You said it, you slid in your chair, you laughed. The first quote, you just kind of said and sat there, you was bored. When you said this one, you knew you said some real stuff right there. I like that. I like that. That's creative.
No different. No different than the first quote.
Today is April Fool's, homie. I love how you did that, homie. That was great. He said, don't trust nobody, don't believe in nobody like any other day. That's hard. That's cold.
I might put on my shirt. I might just put on a shirt April Fool's Day every day.
That might be top 5, homie. That's
Leah wants to hear it again. Leah does.
Oh, she did. Okay, dude, say it again.
Only for Leah.
Whatever she wants.
Everybody put, huh?
Go ahead and say it. We got to make our fans happy.
You said something. Everyone's for
make our
whatever
fans happy. Yeah.
For whatever she wants. Today is April Fool's Day, Leah. Believe nothing and trust no one, Leah. Just like any other day.
Leah, that's a bar in it, Leah. Leah, you like that for real? Hey, Leah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one, homie. I like that.
Top 10, Vince said. Top 10.
Yeah, he agreed with me.
What's this guy's name? So this guy got a black first name and a Mexican last name.
Dadrian Jimenez. I knew a Dadrian growing up.
What is his name?
Dadrian Jimenez. I had a homie named Dadrian growing up. So yeah, his daddy black, his mama Mexican. You know, black people, we love Mexican women.
Well, he can't have the girl's last name.
Nah, sometimes the daddy don't always sign the birth certificate. Or just to sign the proper paperwork. It happened with me.
Only in a black household, though, homie, will you take Adrian and add a letter to that motherfucker. There's no white folk doing that. No Mexicans, no Indians, no Hamases, no Otanis. Nobody's doing that but brothers.
Mm.
And it's probably when they fucking too.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure.
What are you looking at?
No, I don't know. It seems like something got changed or something. I'm not sure. I'm trying to. I don't know.
Tell him it's Leah.
Did she? I wonder if she like telling us that. Have we been pronouncing her name wrong? Like, tell him it's Lee.
Nah, you might have typed her name wrong or something. I didn't type it.
No, I haven't typed anything, so I don't even know. I'm curious what she's talking about when she said that.
Tell him.
Well, maybe she's talking to the other chat members. Sometimes they talk to each other. It has nothing to do with her. But I do see is that an updated picture, JB? I'm just curious.
Huh?
No, I was just asking. I know we on the show every day. Is that an updated picture that she's using? Like her full body? Is that her full body?
Somebody spelled her name wrong. I know how to spell her name. I know her first name, middle name, last name. I know her social. Everything. I'm saying, Huh? She live out on the East Coast. Okay. I'm saying her name is. I already knew it had an H in it.
She married or what? Mm-hmm. I was just curious. But let's keep this show rolling, though, man. I mean, that was great. That was a great CTB. Top 10 might be top 5 for me, man. That's how you do it, Jason. That's how you do it. That's why, contrary to beliefs, are better than quotes of the days.
Dadrian, his mom and dad was fucking, and his motherfucker's daddy was like, "Put a D in that, girl. Put a D in that shit." And she was like, "No, it's Adrian." He was like, "Get this D." The motherfucker just said Dadrian.
You know why though? Because his name, the pop's name is Adrian, homie.
Yeah. And her name is Delilah.
It's Adrian Johnson and Delilah Jimenez. And he ghetto, forgot to sign the paperwork stuff.
Yeah.
They took his mama last name on, because it's just a mistake.
Fuck it,
Adrian. 100%.
Fuck it, Dadrian.
Or
it's
right
like
I had a homie named Dadrian growing up. I ain't seen him in years. That's hilarious, homie.
Man. Contrary to belief, April Fools, Leah. Make sure you spell her name. Good start to the show, man.
Great start to the show, homie, man. What you eat last night, homie? What you cook? I ain't seen nothing on the grill. Did you fix?
I didn't cook shit, man. I didn't cook nothing, man. Shout out to Temecula Motorsports, man. They hooked up your boy with a jet ski.
I saw that, homie.
All I need, homie.
You did a commercial and everything. You had your thong flops on, homie. I was cracking up.
You know why? Because it was last minute. I had to, and they were like, "Hey, woo, you gotta get the truck, come pick it up. We got trailer and everything." I'm like, "Damn, I'm running around." And usually I don't go out, so I had to go just drop some shit in the mail, and I'm in the truck. And you know, I don't go out my feet out. I said, "Fuck it, homie. I gotta drive." I had to drive though. I was already out. I was like, "I ain't coming back up the hill to fucking change."
Right.
I just smashed out there. I didn't know the motherfucker wanted me to do a video and shit.
Was it free?
Huh?
Was it free?
What?
The jet ski. Or did you pay for it?
I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I was curious. You said it was free though?
Well, I told you what the deal was. But yeah. I got a shout out to Temecula Motorsports. I got to do some videos for you today.
Shout out to Temecula Motorsports. I'm going to get mine too, but I can't.
They gave me like the top-notch one, dog. They gave me like a top-notch one. The trailer, the whole deal, man. That motherfucker crazy. I don't know if Bailey got a video of it. You can show.
Oh, did Jason freeze or is it just me? Oh, my God. Look at Jason. Everybody just roast him right now until he come back. Everybody in the chat, roast this picture. Screenshot it right now. Put it on Twitter. Create your best GIF, whatever it's called, meme. I want the best JB memes and GIFs based on this screenshot right here. The funniest ones. We're going to go on Twitter throughout the show, take a few screen grabs. We're going to put it at the end of the show. Let's do it right now. JB, who he look like? He in deep thought. That man will never pay his Wi-Fi bill, do he? Every week, once a week. Y'all talk about me being in the hood and me not taking care of my bills and everything. We got to pay to get JB out the hood. Because it seems like his signal mess up every week. Hey,
nah, that wasn't me.
What's up?
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Wasn't me.
Who was it then, homie?
I don't know. Baby, we got video of the cocaine white. Smitty, all white on white. Unbelievable. Black trailer, go with my black truck rims and tires. Kind of matched it up. Kind of married it up. I thought I lost the internet again. I thought the whole thing went down. My shit just went like, whoop. I don't know, dog. There's some. I think it's fucking. You know,
as long as one of us got our internet, we cool. Like if yours mess up, I'll keep the show rolling and vice versa.
You know who I think it is, though.
I don't know who you think it is.
You do know who I think it is.
I actually don't know.
It's FA&M. But that's a whole other thing.
Shout out to my brother FA. Shout out to Toyo. I don't know if either one of y'all watching the show right now, but shout out to both of y'all.
Usually I don't smoke.
Stop blaming the Nigerians for every technical issue that you have. Oh, pause it, homie. Nah, go back. Go back. He from Compton, homie. He from Compton. He the most gangster dude you know, right? He be on the show banging, yelling at everybody, cutting people out. He got the thong flops on with his shins out.
and I can rock it though.
If somebody would have pressed him right there, there's nothing he can do about it. What are you gonna do? Chase him?
Because you know I'm from the area. Slippers don't count. Say slippers don't count. We never wore that shit. But you know what? I had the heater in the car.
You got to get to the car, homie.
Car right there.
Slew foot itself. You got to get over there with the thong flops. But
duck foot.
Though.
Hey, see the hood, we call it duck foot, homie. We grew up calling it duck foot. The best athletes, by the way, are duck footed.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is true.
Well, I guess I'm duck footed then.
Look at the greatest athletes. Look at how they walk. Pigeon toe motherfuckers are some are cool, but
hit or miss.
Yeah, duck foot guaranteed. LeBron, fucking Jordan. I go all the way down the list, homie. All the duck footed motherfuckers are the greatest athletes ever. Throw that out there.
So when you used to recruit, then you would check out their feet.
Oh fuck yeah, feet are number one.
I thought it was the backside.
That's for D line.
Okay, got you.
I mean, it's for a lot of players. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've had wideouts like that motherfucker, thick ass motherfucker. You know, some wideouts depends on what position, but you know how it is. We didn't have to say no Diddy like y'all generation.
He be talking to his assistant coaches. He's like, dang man, that dude is thick. Oh, we gotta get him for the D line.
I don't know how to take this.
Huh?
I don't know how to take this guy.
Life for them. He said, JB, big feet guy. And then look at his picture too, like the way he eats like a crab boil or something, and he's smiling. I don't know. I don't know if that's a compliment. I don't know if he's being funny.
Why would you ever comment on another motherfucker's feet though?
Or if he's being
gay?
Other stuff. Huh?
Huh? Why would you ever comment about a dude's feet, or toes?
Well, you just said you recruit and look at feet, so it's kind of he's doing the same. He's recruiting
in their shoes.
He's doing the same thing, homie.
Kim Kardashian's in here.
Do you think women really like big feet though? Like, do they actually like big feet? Yeah, they don't really care, do they?
I think they do look though.
They like big hands though.
They don't want little feet guys though.
They like big hands for sure.
Yeah, but they don't want
women want a man that one feel like can protect them, of course, but two makes them feel small, makes them feel like, you know what I'm saying? So like the big hands are very important. Jazzy Jazz said, "JB do got big feet, big hands, big." What was the last? She said JB got big feet, he got big hands, and she said big, but she didn't throw out the last thing. And then Leah, she got a new picture. Leah got a new picture, huh?
You worried about Leah's picture today for some reason?
No, it's just like because like we got loyal fans, and everybody got the same. We have loyal fans. Like D Jones has had the same Trevor Lawrence picture since I've been on the show.
Yeah.
Got the same picture. Ying got that same weird picture of him being in a tent on camping since I joined the show. But for some reason, Leah like switched it up. You know what I mean? So it just kind of threw me off guard. I've never seen Leah full. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not looking at no feet. Ron just said something crazy right here. I don't know what that means.
I don't know why Twitter won't reshare. Like, it doesn't even come up on my Twitter feed. And last night, by the way, I don't know, Bailey. I don't know if you know or anyone else knows. I couldn't upload no videos all last night on Twitter. Is that a thing?
You know, Elon sold X to his other company, XAI. So maybe it's like a glitch in the system.
Say it again.
Elon sold X, which he owned, to his other company that he owns called XAI, and made like billions off the sale.
So I don't get it.
Yeah.
White folk, that's the white collar criminal shit. I'm just trying to tell you.
Did it right in front of us though.
White collar criminals, homie, the best there are. The best they are.
Right in front of us.
He took Twitter, sold it to his own company, and made money on it. How does that happen, homie?
That's crazy, homie.
His write-off got to be like unbelievable.
And we still trying to get us a big brand deal.
like a Temecula Motorsports.
Popeyes, homie. Side note, this is BPS. BPS. Black people always got some random just sauces just around the house. Just on the table, on the counter. We always get more sauces than we need, just so we got some extra ones for like a rainy day. Like, I might have a sandwich later on the day. I'm going to open this up and just dip it in here for no reason. Like a homemade turkey sandwich with bacon, lettuce, tomato, jalapenos. I'm going to smash it together. I'm going to dip it in here with a bag of hot Cheetos or hot fries. Shout out to Popeyes, though. If y'all want to sponsor us, hit us up. Let us know.
See, Leah be giving credit. Leah said that shit's a hustle move. She trying to learn it.
She's trying to learn. See, that's why I like Leah. Yeah, we got to get Leah on as a guest. You know, we got to get her as a guest. I'm going to bring the porch back and get on the porch. Huh?
Why you want to see her as a guest?
Because she has like a lot to offer, you know, from a woman's perspective, a lot of knowledge. She's like, as you alluded to, she gives credit where credit's due. So,
how do you know she has a lot of knowledge? You never talked to her.
Basically,
never heard her talk at all. You never heard her talk at all. She could sound like the girl that you wanted to bend over on the video dancing to Downsy.
Whoa, I didn't want to do nothing. I don't talk about people like that. I don't do that stuff.
Bend me over. She like, how do you know she don't sound like that?
Make sure y'all send her the Discord link and let's keep this show rolling, man. What we got for the poll question for today, homie?
Oh no.
We ain't gotta do it. I don't care. I like when we freestyle, and I like when Betty make a full rundown and we just do our completely own thing. Because he gets so mad. Like, I love when I look down and then Betty be like this. Because I can't read lips. I can only read body language. So when I look down, I see y'all like.
Yeah, we're not even on Twitter anyway. Twitter's tweaking.
Laugh, homie.
I got one. Let's dive into it. Will the Tush Push get banned today? Because right now, Smitty, they're voting on it as we speak in New York. They're sitting there talking about rule changes. Is 18 games going to be the new safe space? Let's add games, Smitty. Let's take away the Tush Push because of safety, but then we'll add games.
Make it make sense, homie. Make it make sense.
Let's go jump in, though. Let's go play in Brazil. Let's go over to Ireland, where the immigrants took over the whole country. Let's just go over and play all these games in these fucking third world countries. But safety first, Smitty. Safety. Let's add another game. Take out Tush Push, which I've been saying take out anyway, and it's not because nobody can stop it. It's strictly because the defense can't combat it. Like, that's it, homie. I don't give a fuck. I'm an offensive guy. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, I don't give a fuck if you can't stop it. It ain't about stopping it. It's about this is a rule issue. Distinct advantage over my opponent. It's in the rule book. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Let the defense I should be able to push Smitty then and have a guy just line up and push two guys into the center, homie. Like, I just don't understand why you can't jump over the center on PAT, field goal, or punt. You can't. By the way, Smitty, last time I checked, who's the guy with the snap count?
Oh, center?
No, who controls the snap count?
Quarterback.
And his voice.
Yep.
And he tries to fuck with who? You, right? The nose guard.
Make me jump.
Isn't it even more of an advantage? And we got defensive guys trying to time it up, and then we're going to award the offense a touchdown?
Right. If I keep jumping off.
Come on, man. Come on, dog. Let's just talk brass tacks here. Like, fuck all the rules and all that old shit. The quarterback controls the snap count. So I said on this show 2 years ago, if you want to make it equal, then make sure that play is on first down. And everyone knows it. If we're going to change the kickoff rules to where we know what the fuck they are, then guess what? Change the Tush Push to first down. That means as soon as that motherfucker's under center, and the defense knows, and if they don't snap it on first down, it's a penalty, 5-yard false start. Like, that's the problem. Like, nobody wants to really discuss, homie. Like, let's like think about it. And you know me, I'm the fucking soft pussies. It's soft pussy because you don't allow the defense to combat it. And I'm an offensive person, homie. Like, if I'm coaching, I'm giving you coaches and players perspective. If I'm coaching it, I'm doing all kind of shit with my defense to try to fucking combat it. But if you don't let us do anything, we just got to sit there. Smitty, it's almost a joke when the defense lines up and they're like, what can we do? First of all, you're torpedoing our ankles out.
Right.
With no inch splits. So you're hip to hip across the board. You're torpedoing us. We can't jump the snap count. We can't jump the center. And then we can't aid the D tackle.
I know. I hear you.
So
now, it has been stopped a couple times, but maybe you call that luck, out of pure luck. But listen, it is an unfair play, I guess you could say it. There's only a couple teams that do it very well. Eagles are number one. The Bills are probably number two. Every team isn't great at doing it, but I understand why people do want it banned. I was always kind of on the fence with it as far as like, yeah, I'm a defensive guy. I don't love the play, but it's one of those things where it's like, dang, we're gonna ban a play because we can't stop it. It's like it just, that concept just feels weird. But to answer the poll question, will the Tush Push get banned today? I'm gonna lean on my guy Jordan Schultz, who made a post actually not too long ago saying that my understanding of the Tush Push ban is that it's unlikely to have the votes to be banned, and there's a better chance discussions will be tabled for a future owners meeting. Those advocating for the ban have been working to sway opinions and get it banned, but as one source put it, the current language in the proposal is just not clear enough and can easily be manipulated. So, shout out to my guy Jordan Schultz. I don't think it'll get banned. I don't think it'll get banned. I just think it's too hard to get it banned. It's like, I understand what you're saying. I don't think it's like a clear cut, just like cheat of a play. Like, again, it has been stopped. It's not like every team is just doing it. Every team is allowed to do it, number one. So, like, to your point, as far as like we talked about the bats yesterday, if every team can do it, how is it a cheat? If everybody can do
here's the thing, but that's a long discussion, Smitty. Like, if I know that this is a possible banned play, why am I going to waste my fucking practice time on trying to get good at it if I think it's going to get banned in a year or two? Why? That's a play you have to run literally 20 minutes out of your practice day daily. I'm sure the Eagles do it 20 minutes a day daily.
Which means so you're admitting that this isn't some this easy play to just line up and do. Like, it takes
not to perfect anything. It's never easy. So like that. Here's my issue though. Like, and Josh, I love Josh played defense of line or linebacker with you, like on defense, and he's against me. He's against me. Like, as a defensive guy, I don't want him to tush push. Don't let him get to 3rd and 4th and 1. Well, that's crazy, Oos. That's crazy, Oos. Come on.
But I feel like that's the mindset of a defensive player, though. It's like, hey, man, like,
but that ain't happening.
We're taught not to make excuses. We're taught to find a solution. Don't let them get 31 in. Like, it's with it. Like, it sounds crazy, but that's the mindset.
So if I'm offense, don't let me get backed up on my own goal line then. Like, come on. We're talking about football, homie. 3rd and 4th down happens. That's what football is. It's going to happen. Like, this isn't Pop Warner. Like, this is going to happen. 3rd and 4th down is going to happen. And if I'm not going to invest in it because I think it's going to get banned or I'm not a believer in the play, why would I waste my play? Your point is everyone can run it. On offense, though.
Yeah.
But what can everyone do on defense, homie, against it? That's what y'all just keep dismissing. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's not a play on offense that there's not a play on defense that the offense can't see coming and can't combat. Not one play. Name me a defensive play to equal the offensive tush push, and I'll wait.
There ain't one. It's no way. It's no way to even compare it, though.
But that's my point, though. Like, offense came out air raid. They were empty. Empty was a thing in the 70s, and everyone had to adjust to getting it empty. Then we saw the veer option, and everyone was like, oh, what is this? It's midline, and then it's triple option. Then we got wing T. Defense came out with stack, 4-4. Then they came out with a bear front. And then they're like, oh, you want to line up in 2-back? We got a combatant for that. It's bear. So we're going to line up everybody and cover every D lineman up, put 2 backers in a box, and now we got 7 on the front, and now you got to figure out, and then the offense said, oh, well, fuck, we can't run into it, so we got to get into spread. And so they created empty. Then we got a diamond front. So we'll take a backer out of the box and still keep 5 down, and we'll put 1 backer in the box. We'll remove the other one so we can play against more formations. All right, so then the offense said, oh, fuck, now we got to use motion. So then we got too many guys in the box. The offense can't block them all. So guess what we started doing? Reading them. So we put in veer option, midline. We started reading the 3-tech. We started reading the nose guard. We started reading the 4-eye. We started reading the 5 technique. There's nothing you can do that we can't combat. This is an offensive guy speaking about a defensive play that cannot combat a tush push scenario. When I put 11 guys in the box, foot to foot, with 600 to 800 pounds behind the QB, knowing the snap count, rolling push. Come on, homie. What
has been the only counter to that though is we have seen it stop many times though.
Not really.
We have though. Now again, the Eagles do it the best. The Eagles almost always get it. The Eagles, but again, that's because they have one of the best O-line in the league, and you have a quarterback who's squatting 700 pounds. So like everything lines up for the Eagles perfectly. That's why the Eagles are so good at doing it. We've seen a lot of other teams try to do it, and they're not. Like, it's been stopped, and we've seen it.
Like, it's gotta be discussed though. Like, you can't even line a guy. The nose has to be tilted over the center on PAT and field goal, homie. You can't even put a guy over the center. Why can't I put my defensive guy over the center on some plays? But you're telling me that you can get foot to foot, rolling, push me, and gouge my nose out? Come on, homie. It's not an equal play. I'm just keeping it real. I'm an offensive guy, like, and you know how I am. I hate the pussification. I'm not going to make excuse for no pussy play. This is an advantage over the defense. It's no other ifs and buts about it. If the defense can't combat it, then how is it a fair fucking play? Like, that's all I'm saying. I thought we were supposed to be fair when it came to football. Like, you guys have changed everything and made it so pussy. You took out the wedge breaker on defense, Roger Goodell. You took out the kickoff rule. Now you've changed that to where it's a mockery. You fucking allowed quarterbacks to not be laid on. I have to caress you down. I can't put my body pressure on you.
Right.
But you allowed me to get foot to foot with 800 pounds behind the QB and push my nose into the ground. And that's okay. Like, come on, homie. It's just a hypocritical play is what it is.
They don't care about D linemen, no. You know that. They don't care about the guys up front. The most important people on the field. They never have.
I get all that. I get all that. I'm just saying, if you're not going to allow the defense to combat it, though, and fucking put 3 tilted noses, a tilt the center, and fucking, I'm smashing his fucking snapping hand right out the gate, as I used to teach. Fuck, we're punching his fucking snapping hand right out the gate, and 3 dudes torpedo his ass. Like, a guy helping over.
Hold on, but who's saying they can't do that? Who said
you can't?
Who's saying the defense can't get 3 D tackles and line them up tight in this smash? But it probably wouldn't work, because if I'm a quarterback now, I'm gonna go to the B gap then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just,
no. But we can't, Smitty. You guys know the offense knows the snap count on a cheating play. I call it a cheating play because I know the snap count, and I got 600 pounds behind me pushing me, homie. Like, the defense don't have 600 pounds over behind the nose guard pushing them. Like I said, if you want to keep it, I'm cool, but make it first down. So everybody knows. Like, that's to me. Then now next year, then if that was the rule, Smitty, now you and I argue and say, still JB can't be stopped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if the defense is sitting there teeing off because we know the snap count now, and they blasting Jalen Hurts and his motherfucker gets hurt, then you're gonna be talking about cancel the play. And you know damn well it's gonna take a 1-star quarterback to get his motherfucking shit bent back. And they're going to cancel that motherfucker, and they're going to talk about the safety again. But what? And then they'll add a 19th game. Fuck out of here. This is crazy to me. That's just my opinion. But anyway, I'm an offensive guy. That's just how I feel. I think it should be equal because I'm speaking as a coach defending my players.
I respect it.
Who's the coach? Where's the coaches at defending their players? And that's what the people don't want to talk about. You can talk about all the bitch shit about the Packers and you know, the Bills, McDermott, and all these guys coming out to stop the play now and cancel the play, and everyone's calling them soft and all this shit. You can say all you want. I would be pissed off if I'm a player and my coach don't advocate to stop the play that we can't stop.
Well, to that point, JB, I'm glad you brought it up. I mean, Matt LaFleur is one of the coaches that says the tush push isn't a great football play, says more of a rugby play. And I think there's a video we got, man. Let's check it out.
It is rugby.
About the tush push, the rules proposal?
Well, just when you look at the play, I would say I don't think it's a great football play. It's more of a rugby play. And then some of the injury concerns, just want to kind of get out in front of that, you know, and be a little bit more proactive than that.
And even though you guys ran it a few times, like with the tight end.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, we do it too. I mean, but we're going to adjust, you know, to whatever the rules may be, and if it doesn't go through, it doesn't go through. But we're always constantly trying to look at everything. I think when you look at player safety, I think that's at the forefront of, it should be at the forefront of everybody's mind in this league.
Let me ask you this though, be real. Just listening to what he said and his response after she questioned him and said, "But you run it too." Don't it sound like it's more of like a jealousy or like a hate thing that, hey, we don't have the time, we don't have the personnel, or we're just not good enough at running this play in comparison to our, you know, NFC rivals or whatever, the Eagles. So I want it banned. To me, that's the energy I felt when I'm watching that. Because she's right. That's a great question. She's like, you run it too. He's like, well, yeah, we're going to adjust to the rules. But no, don't adjust to the rules. If you say that it's a safety concern for the players and that's what you actually really care about, then why would you run the play at all? Ain't no adjustment to the rules. If that's what you actually believe in, Matt LaFleur, Coach LaFleur, don't run that play. But you ran the play because you see how effective it is when the Eagles do it, but it's not that effective when you do it. So now you're like, man, this helps them out too much, and we can't stop it, so let's cancel it out. I bet if they ran a play just as good as Philly, that he wouldn't be out here vouching for it to be dismissed. That's my only take there. To me, the energy around it is that, well, I can't do it as good as you guys can do it, so that's unfair. Let's cancel it. It's like a temper tantrum to me. That's the energy I'm getting.
Yeah, I think you hear it and you think it's hypocritical because the question and then his answer. That's what I think you hear. As a coach, though, I hear this is a bullshit play. I'm not going to spend my time on it. But as a coach, why would I not keep up with the Joneses as we supposed to do as coaches? And I got to run that on 4th and 1 or inches. I'm going to run the same play. Why wouldn't I? Like, if the play is going to be taken advantage of, why wouldn't we run it as well, is what I took from it. Now, it sounds a little hypocritical. I agree with you.
They do. Very.
But also I know on the coaching side of things, like, why wouldn't I run it?
Because he said it's safety of the players. So it's cool. If that's what you actually care about, you would not put those players in a position to get hurt.
But the play's not banned, though. So you can run the play, you can run it, and I can't. No, I'm going to run the play too, regardless. Until the play is banned, every fucking team in the NFL should run it.
So don't bring up safety then, Coach LaFleur, because I mean you really don't care about the safety then either. You're trying to. You care about winning. You care about winning. Which is fine.
I don't agree.
Just don't go out there and lie. Don't lie.
Yeah, I don't think he's lying. I think he's saying we're going to run the play as long as it's in the rule book, but we don't think it should be in the rule book. That's what that's what I would have said. Like, everyone's going to say it's hypocritical or it's two-faced or whatever you're going to say, but they don't understand and they don't coach, or they never played or coached. They don't understand that I'm going to take advantage of the fucking play if it's out there on 4th and inches. Like, why wouldn't I if it's still in the rule book? The other side of the question, the other side of it is, though, we don't want to put all time into this play when we think it possibly can be banned down the line, and we don't like the play, but we're going to use it too if everyone else is running it. Like, that's like crazy, Smitty. Like, that's like saying that, we're not going to run bear on 4th and 1, a legal football defense to stop the offense. Like, we're not going to run that shit because we don't. Nah, you're going to run it. You're going to run whatever defense is allowable. You're going to run whatever play is out there. You're going to run some sort of punt block that's unorthodox if it's within the rules, even though you don't like it. If it works, you're going to run the shit. I don't see it the same way. I do see what you're saying with the hypocritical take and all that from her questioning, but I also see, and I know, like, hey, man, I'm not invested in this play. I don't think it's going to be around very long, and that's why all these coaches are trying to advocate to get it banned this morning. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really don't give a fuck. I'm just all I can say is my opinion. Every year we'll do a video of me yelling at the TV and when the tush push happens or don't happen. And if somebody gets hurt, I'll do a told you so video. If somebody don't get hurt and it keeps going, it is what it is, and we'll move on and talk about it for fucking 2 more years. But I think it'll be gone. I actually think they're going to get rid of it. Because I've seen other rules in the past that have been controversial be banned. And if they got rid of fucking wedge breaking, then I don't see why this is different. This is rugby. Wedge breaking's rugby. They hold hands. They run down the fucking field. This is rugby as well. And that years ago under Pete Rozelle, shout out to the Compton legend, NFL legend, Hall of Fame commissioner, they said, we're not going to mimic rugby. And there was a lot of rugby being played in the NFL at the time. And then they got rid of all the rugby. So if this is a rugby play, which it is, it's a skirmish, then you got to ban it, homie. That's just what I think. But anyway, we'll see, Smitty. We can have our opinions, and that's really what it is.
No, I respect it for sure, man. And like you said, we shall see what the ruling will be, hopefully today. So, but transitioning here to some other news, man. Browns owners Jimmy and D. Haslam acknowledged today, or was it today or yesterday, that the team is still recovering from a big swing and a miss on Deshaun Watson, having paid him $230 million fully guaranteed and traded 3 first-round picks and more. I believe the quote was, "Hold me and D accountable." Deshaun Watson still set to earn $46 million this year and next year, with an $81 million cap hit in 2026 and over $55 million in dead money once he's gone. Yet this is the clearest sign that this may be his last time, or we might have saw his last time as the Browns starting quarterback. He's only started, I think, a total of 19 games to this point. So what's your response to the owner saying this, JB?
Surprised.
Really?
Yeah, I'm shocked. That means to me that they've told Deshaun Watson or his team that they're cutting bait and that they're going to figure a way to get out of this contract, or they're just saying we're fucked. We're going to pay you whatever we owe you. Yeah, I don't think he ever takes. I said it a year ago. He'll never play in the NFL again. I was crazy. They said I was crazy. He hasn't really, and I don't believe he will. I think he's done. I think he's cooked.
That's right.
I think he's done, and I don't know a team in the NFL who like if he has been. What is the word? What is the term? He has been publicly blackballed without being told. I don't think there's a team that'll touch him with a 10-foot pole out there.
Yeah.
After this, all this and his performance over the last 2 years and the injuries and the off the field shit, this guy's life went from promise to.
You got locker room people, I'm sure, who don't like him because of the situation.
And that's the crazy part about it, though. Yeah, and I don't understand. I don't get. And the only issue I've been the only one on this fence, which I don't understand why more people don't ask this question, homie. Like, it's really a simple question. I got accused of 8 felonies. I had 1,000 motherfuckers come and say, "Man, you guys are crazy." I know, Jay. Woo. I had the Hitler thing. A fucking million motherfuckers. Come on, man. You guys are fucking out your fucking mind. I've never heard a motherfucker come to his defense. Not a former high school player. Not a former Clemson player. Not a coach. I have yet to hear anybody come out and say, "Man, that's not his character." That's
Jason,
not.
I hear you. But this is slippery slope because it's a massage parlor. It's hard to defend somebody.
Don't say my name.
I don't know what's happening in that room with you and Shorty. So I can say your character is this, that, and the third all day long. But I don't know your sexual lifestyle. Because before all this, Deshaun Watson could be like the face of the league. It was clean picture, super nice guy. Everybody loved him. Clemson national champion, Dabo Swinney. He's top 5 quarterback in the league. He was like picture perfect. It was like everybody loved him. Great young man, all this. And then boom, all these allegations hit him. And I hear what you're saying, but I think it's different when it's a situation like this. I mean, we're seeing it right now with Justin Tucker. I ain't heard nobody defend him.
I'll be honest,
it's a massage problem. We don't know
but I've had Cats accusations, and as the former head coach of those players either A, would reach out to me, and B, I responded because A, I knew the kid's character, or I voluntarily went out there on a limb and said, "Hell nah, this motherfucker didn't do it." I ain't heard Dabo say shit about Deshaun Watson ever. And I've even researched it and looked it up before and never seen Dabo address this shit. Never seen any coach address it. Where's his high school coach? Like, where's his high school teammates? Where's his college homies? Where's all his ex-players from the Texans that played with him? Why are they just dead silent on this motherfucker? Like, Jameis Winston talked about his work ethic and shit since he's got to meet him because he was on the roster.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston didn't mention a motherfucking thing about his character or anything else because he don't know him. So all he was trying to do is be the guy. Jameis Winston being the guy he is, talking about his work ethic now that he's around him. He can't even speak on nothing prior. He don't know that man or grow up with that dude. The issue is, where are your homies? I have yet to see it, homie. Like, that's a telltale sign. That's all I've been saying for a long time. I would be thinking in a certain type of way if I seen cats that, you know what I'm saying? D-Hop or fucking guys that, man, this motherfucker, nobody. Like, I get all this shit you're saying, but not, man, y'all tripping. This dude's a great, like, nah, not one thing. So, come on, man. It's too.
I hear you.
Something's up.
I just think stuff like this is like slippery slope to like jump in and be like, "Nah, he ain't do that," and then it just to put like if you Dabo Swinney, You
But
know what I'm
ain't that
saying?
my
Your
point?
brand, you put your name on this. I don't think Deshaun did it, and then you're wrong, and then it actually
But Smitty, ain't that my point? Ain't that my point?
Well,
I
but
never thought
what I'm
that.
saying is though, I look at it differently. I don't look at it like you're looking at it like nobody defending him, which means that maybe his character isn't as high as we thought it was. Okay, maybe so. I look at it opposite where I'm like, nah, I think people, I still think he got people in his circle who rock with him. I just think that it's not good business, it's bad business to put your name out there, put your name on the limb when you know there's a possibility that maybe Deshaun is a great actual human being day to day. He treat people good, all that stuff. But maybe everybody got their own vices. Maybe in that massage parlor, that's where he just is a nasty dude, and he be on some different type of time, and you just don't know that. Like there's no way. Like again, JB, I don't know what you do behind closed doors. When we get off this thing, I don't know what you and AE's doing in the bedroom. I don't know what you having
that has nothing to do with the accusations. My personal, what I do in my house has nothing to do with accusations that he has against him and his character. Like, you missing the point I'm trying to make, homie. Like, I've never worried about repercussions of me going out talking about a homeboy that I know his character and what he does and he's about. Never. I've never worried about it. And you're talking about Dabo worried about this could be true and his homies could be true. That's the point. If they think it's true, then that's why they haven't came out. That's my whole point. That's why they haven't said this motherfucker's a fucking dude that has a great character. He would never have done that, blah, 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 blah. Nah, not one person. So there's got to be something. When there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know. But all I know is I would have never had a second guess of fucking validation for someone that I know personally. And to your other point, he don't got nobody in his circle, homie, because they would have came out. They would have came out if they're in his circle. The people that are in his circle now, Smitty, are because this motherfucker has 250 large in the bank. Let's keep it real. Those are bot homies now. He has a whole new entourage of cats that don't give a fuck because he's paying them. Probably broads too. So I'm just saying, man, I'm not. It's ironic that no one's ever came out. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm saying about it.
I hear you. I hear you for sure.
Because, Smitty, how many cats have come out with the white boy kicker? What's
Justin
his name?
Tucker, I haven't heard anybody.
I've heard a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people come out talking about, oh, no way, man. All these people.
I haven't seen it. I'm not sure if I haven't seen that. I'm not saying that.
All these people have defended Justin Tucker. All these former players. Yes, former players in college, former players. The girl, even other females.
I mean, the other thing I saw was that his wife was gonna stand by him, which okay, cool, but I haven't seen. I'm not saying it happened. I just didn't see anything. So,
but I heard the 21 females talking about Deshaun. They weren't saying about him, so they just wanted the money. I don't know. I'm just saying, dog. We know that too. Like we've already discussed that. We know broads lie about this shit all the time. Like there ain't no, we're not ducking and dodging none of that shit. I'm just saying, like I never accused him. All I said was it's allegations are smoke, there's fire when there's 21 of them and this motherfucker didn't fight it and paid him off. I'd be damned if I'm doing that. Fuck no. I ain't doing that. I might as well accepted the 8 felonies I got accused of then. Shit. Fuck that. Got me fucked up.
Or the smoke, there's fire, like you said. I said that before as well, man. So
Bailey, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm reading NFL. Did they change the overtime rule just now? They may have. Not sure.
I'm not sure either. But we do have about 5 minutes left before we go to our first little break. Do you want to go? You want to talk about this, or did you want to go to what's happening now? How you want to do this? I'm good either way.
I'm just looking. Say it again.
You want to talk about this overtime rule? It looks like it's official. Yeah, the NFL owners have passed a rule change that will allow both teams to possess the ball in overtime during the regular season.
About time. I don't understand why.
I mean, this should have just been the rule in the first place. You know.
Why is it different in the regular season than it is in the playoffs?
Right.
Makes zero sense.
Better late than never, though. They got it right, so I'm not gonna argue about it. They got it right. Shout to NFL for getting it right, making an improvement. I like this. You know what I'm saying? Both quarterbacks should get a chance to touch the ball. We know this all stemmed from a couple of seasons ago when Josh Allen never had a chance to touch the ball in the playoffs against the Chiefs and that phenomenal playoff game they had. So I'm glad he got
stupid, right? That's like it sounds asinine not to have. Like I don't know why that wasn't a rule. Like it makes absolute zero sense to not.
They're just overthinking it. They're trying to make the playoffs like long. Maybe they're probably thinking about the games not being extended too much. Both quarterbacks getting the ball. It can make the games longer in the season. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it just makes sense. Let's keep it simple. Both teams get a chance. Makes it more exciting. I like it. So shout out to the league for getting this right. Let's go ahead and knock out, though, what's happening now before we go to break. Because I just know we're about to have guests, and I don't want to miss out on what's happening now. So, JB, I actually don't know what's happening now. So can you tell the people?
Yeah. Shout out. Wido, what up? Yes,
so Wide on years.
Yeah, Wido he been MIA.
You got a kid out or something.
Yeah, I think he got a baby mama or something. Smitty, Georgia father was arrested after leaving his kids, 1-year-old, 6-year-old, and a 10-year-old alone at McDonald's so he could attend a job interview. I don't know, dog, how to think about it. Like, I think in
the car or like just inside McDonald's?
Inside. So what's happening now? Brought to you by BetUS TV. This cat wanted a job interview. He needed to go get an interview. He looked older. I don't know how old he is, but
he had no babysitter. He had nobody like auntie, a sister, or something like that.
So here, let me be clear, man. This is a white dude talking about inner city shit. I'm gonna be clear.
Yeah.
In the hood, 10-year-olds
be running stuff like just being.
They can watch these motherfuckers. I'm gonna be honest with you. For all the hate the cat's getting, for all the hate that he's getting, the motherfucker had a job interview, homie. He's down on luck, struggling. He got to get a job interview. So where's all the hate I see on Twitter? But then on the other side, it's, cats ain't got no daddy. He being a daddy, homie. He a father to his kids. He there for them. Shit. Like, you never could please these motherfuckers. You'll never be able to please these motherfucking weirdos on social media. Like, it just, black kids got no daddy. Then on the other side, the motherfucking Ball Brothers daddy fucking promotes his sons to billions of dollars, and now he's pushed them too hard.
Right.
Like, what?
Like, what side of fish you on it?
Just keep it real, homie. The cat's struggling. He went to a job interview. Fucking is what it is. He fucking left the 10-year-old to monitor the 6 and the 1-year-old, I guess. I don't know. The 1-year-old seems that's young, like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's the only, the 10 and the 6, I'm not worried about them at all, honestly. The 1-year-old, I'm like, imagine myself as a 10-year-old, which is like, what, 4th grade? You're like 4th grade. Like,
did he interview at McDonald's?
That's what I'm saying. There's no way. There is no way that's the case. Because there's no, you don't get arrested for that. Because you're literally still there. There's no way. How do you get arrested for that if you're in the same building? So I'm assuming he dropped they probably went to McDonald's, had some breakfast, said, I'll be right back. Went down the street, 10 minutes down the street off 16th and Post Road. Got a little quick interview, trying to get some more money for his family. Came back. One of the McDonald's employees probably made a complaint because the 1-year-old was crying. Cops came. He pulls up. You can't do this, sir. They arrest him. That's probably how it went down.
I want to ask something. Since I know, nobody wants to ask the real question. Where's the motherfucking mom at?
Hello.
Where's the fucking mama, homie? Where's female? All you fucking pro female. Where's the mama? Where's all the females? Where's all WNBA motherfuckers? Y'all at the WNBA game? Were you at the March Madness game? They were empty. Why aren't you there to help this motherfucker? I'm trying to figure out all the women bashing this daddy today that I've seen on social media, and not one of y'all asked where the mama was. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Is the mama a shitbird? Is she an absolute crazy fuck? Like most that bleed once a month that don't die? And then this motherfucker pops up, and this motherfucker actually took care of his babies, and now all of a sudden we got no. Is the mama alive? I got to ask the question. Is the mama alive? Maybe the mama's passed away, and this motherfucker's being a good stand-up fucking dad. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe he ain't got no cheese. He can't get a fucking babysitter. I mean, shit, homie, we've all been there. Well, at least City had. I think we've been there where we don't have the money. So guess what?
Everybody's saying that the mom died. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm seeing a lot of those.
There you have it. There you have it. He don't know no female. There's the only question I have, like you had too. He don't have not a female inside or his own mama, auntie, grandma. Something is the only question I have.
Yeah, maybe his mom died too, though. You know,
I know there's a lot of maybes. That's what I'm saying. That's why I would only ask that question. Where's the female at? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in jail. Listen, this isn't the
where
most
the kids
ideal
at?
thing.
Here's the problem.
It should be the 1-year-old. I get that piece, but jail, I don't know about jail.
Here's the issue I have too. This is the problem that we see. Then they'll call him a deadbeat dad.
I don't know though. See, Paris, yep. Shout out to Paris. Paris said Fox said the mom is alive and was at home. She just Googled it. So some of y'all in the chat, I don't know if y'all lying just to say it or y'all
just
playing around.
Shit, homie. They just talk. At least say
you can't trust it.
You got to have a question with your fucking statement, chat members. Like, don't just say it like you know. It ain't fucking facts. It's a fucking your opinion. Go find out. So the mom's a deadbeat. Oh, ironic how that works. We don't talk about that, though. But the dad will be labeled the deadbeat, Smitty. Here's why. Because now social services took those 3 kids. And for him to get those 3 kids out of that environment is going to take an act of God. Because now they're going to say the daddy is a fucking risk for his children. And he's going to leave them anywhere. And blah, 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 blah. And this motherfucker is actually the guy doing what the fuck a dad needed to do. And he's trying to get a job. And he's trying to figure this whole thing out. And now they're going to take his kids. And now he's in jail. And like, did the mama not wake up and make the bed that morning, homie? Did she not wake up and get to bed? Smitty, you want to address the chat and let everybody know what happens when you make your bed in the morning?
It completely increases your chance of becoming a millionaire. I can't remember the exact percentage, but I sent JB a post a few days ago. It says when you wake up every day and make your bed, it increases your chance of becoming a millionaire, but to like a super high percentage. So make y'all bed. I'm not gonna make my bed, but y'all should make y'all bed.
Who told you that like years ago?
You didn't tell me that specifically thing, but you said something about just making your bed, how that just impacts your day. You did say that. So
Smitty talks about me a lot, like not giving credit and shit. That's Smitty's way of giving me credit without like he's gonna downplay it as much as humanly possible, and he'll still say he says I manipulate. He literally manipulated that whole thing where I didn't. He specifically heard some words he said. You didn't specifically say that, but you did say, and then it's really low energy. Like, you know, when we first started the show, Smitty was like, yeah, JB, you a bad boy. The energy has come down a lot in the last 2 years. So just throwing that out there.
Let's go to commercial break. I think Leah said we need to take a little break, so I'm going to listen to our fans. Let's go to commercial break. When we come back, though, we got...
What happened? I didn't hear you.
No, I think our fans were saying it'd be a good time for commercial break so they can go wash their hands, go take a pee, go get some Tide, go get some coffee, and then when
specifically, which fan? Because you said a name, I thought.
No, I didn't say us. No, I was saying the fans in general. I didn't say a name.
I thought you said Leah.
No, I think Leah's watching the show, but nah, D. Jones, Ying, Leah, Whiteo, Captain Lucky, everybody, like they think we need to take a quick break. So we'll take a 3-minute break, wash our hands, pay some bills. When we come back, though, he got more to call JB Show with Big Smitty. Steve Kim right around the corner, talking boxing, talking more NFL, rule changes, and much, much more. So don't you go nowhere. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a member right now. Right now. It's April Fools. Don't lie to me.
Peace.
the last few days, man, Asante Samuel and Prom, they having like a little, I guess, disagreement, I'll say, about the T-step, right? As a point. Obviously, you know well what it is. I don't know. I'm sure it's something that you utilize as well. Deion he's a super against it. He didn't use it in his career, and Asante and amongst some others kind of went at him like, you tripping. Like, T-step is very beneficial. I made a lot of plays off that. Sure. And now I see Asante out here defending himself, showing out his stats, kind of trying to show, hey, my career is comparable to Deion. So that's a whole other conversation. But folks on the T-step, do you agree with like Asante Samuel that the T-step is a great tool to use, or you more so with Deion?
I'm 100% with Asante Samuel.
Okay. He probably got a call.
Oh, did he?
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
My bad.
How you good?
Hey, what? You in the old school? You in the old school right now? What whip you in?
I'm in an '87 Monte Carlo right now, bro. But I'm definitely with Asante Samuel on that one. I can't even lie. The T-step has been good for me. I know a lot of guys that's out here training right now. Like, we all T-step. I am familiar with what Deion has said. You know what I'm saying? He even said it at our combine, like that the T-step, when he seen us out there T-stepping, he was saying he hated, which, I mean, everything don't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, Deion had a hell of a career. Like, he's obviously a GOAT in this game. Asante had a hell of a career. So it's like, what works for you works for you. So I can care less what worked for Deion. Like, it might not work for me. So, like, if I was to go to Colorado back in the day and he would have tried to coach that and force that on me, I don't think it would have worked. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it works with every young man, and that's probably why a lot of people transfer, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you cannot force something on a young man. You know what I'm saying? You got to adjust to what works for him if you want him to make plays. So that's just a little bit of my coaching bag. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're doing.
So wait. What you saying, dog? You think the McLean kid bounced because of the T-step?
I mean, I wouldn't say he bounced because of the T-step, but if you look at a lot of stuff that Deion has enforced, which is some of the stuff you would look at it, you would be like, man, come on, like what they got to do with football? Like, kids wearing flip-flops to class, or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want a kid to present himself as a man, you know what I'm saying? But like, me personally, like, that's just my personal opinion. I just look at it as like, man, look, I'm going to class. Like, why does it matter what I have on in this classroom? If I go to class, I do the work, I bring back the grades. The flip-flop shouldn't matter. Like, I'm here, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was missing, then you can direct that attention towards me. But that kind of like threw me off about it. But
you brought that up because that's something we did obviously in JUCO. JUCO, I think, is one thing. I don't know if I could do that. I would never try to implement that at a 4-year level. There's just no way. The flip-flop thing, the 4-year level, to me, is a way. It's way beyond JUCO. JUCO is something you got to teach. Like, it's like jail. You know how it is.
Especially now, the kids are making more than NFL players and the coaches. Like, how you gonna tell this man to wear flip-flops? I mean, he can't wear flip-flops to class when he making more than majority of the staff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's different. It's different eras nowadays. So I don't know. Like, you just gotta, like I said, Deion's a GOAT, bro. Like, that would be the only reason you probably would listen to him. But far as the T-step and the way he backpedal and step, like, I don't know, you can't enforce that on everybody. So
what are the benefits I'm sorry, real quick, just so our fans can know, and even myself, I play D tackle, so I don't know all the corner stuff. What are like the benefits you see from the T-step? Like, how does that help?
I feel like you get a greater drive and break and no wasted movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, I think with the step that Deion talking about, I feel like you can waste movement in that step, kind of, because like you're taking more steps under yourself.
What's
Yes,
going
sir.
on? What's going on? This is crazy. My boy just sent me this trick play from a bowl game I was in against Arkansas State. We were so confused. We didn't know what was going on. The O-line was just standing there. They wasn't really blocking. we literally lost the bowl game against Arkansas State, and they did like 7 just crazy, just like trick plays, and it worked. I'm gonna send it to you on IG.
Should they ban it?
Yeah, they should. We would have won a bowl game, homie.
Should have banned the play, homie.
We lost our offensive coordinator right before the bowl game, too. We had our quarterback coach as the OC. We lost by like 2 points. We should have definitely beat them boys.
You didn't make enough plays. If you'd have made enough plays up front, you would have won.
I was a
So
sophomore.
you got double team.
I was a sophomore. I wasn't even a starter yet, homie. Shout out my guy Nate Ali, the D-line coach.
You're probably talking to the ref because your generation likes to cry. Oh, flag, you helped me. And then the guy ran by you. So there was plays that you left on the football field. So bottom line, let me ask you, Smitty, you're a realist. Did you leave football plays out on the field that you regret? Yes or no?
That year or just period?
That game.
That game?
Yeah.
That game. Because listen, hear me out. I was a rotational guy. I only played like 25 plays. So when I came in, I was balls to the wall. Like I was going full speed. When I was a starter, you quarterback, but sometimes D lineman, you gotta be smart. Like if the play way over there, I'm not gonna get to the ball. I'm not gonna waste my energy trying to go full speed to go over there. I'm just not. It don't make sense. So
recruiting board. And I yap at the refs. You know who else does? Hurley. 2-time back-to-back national champ. You know who else does? Saban. Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking nobody. Keep bagging my groceries, you fucking nobody. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, let's bring our main man, Korean Cosell himself. The main man, the co-host of Whitlock's Fearless.
Yeah.
And the co-host of Mario Lopez, 3 Knockdown Rule on YouTube and everywhere else. Go check him out. The main man, Steve Kemp. Steve, good morning.
Gentlemen, what's going on? Good morning to you.
Steve, the rules are changing. The NFL rule changes are in committee right now, and they've already changed the overtime rule. I don't know why they would never – I don't believe it. It was unbelievable that it wasn't already the same as the regular season in the postseason. So now they have the same rule. Both quarterbacks will get a possession. The other thing on the docket is the tush push ban. That could be coming down the pike here any minute. Adam Schefter's tweeting live from the committee room. Where you at with these rule changes? Do you like the overtime rule? And where you at with the tush push?
Well, with the overtime rule, I would just simplify it. I'd just make it a 10-minute quarter, play it out. Because that would bring some strategy. If you're a team that gets the ball first, right? Yep. And you get the ball and you're matriculating the ball down the field. You get into the 30, you get into the 20, and now you see 5 minutes left. You're thinking, you know what? Let's squeeze the clock. Let's squeeze this clock. And then I tell my offense, hey, guys, if we get a couple first downs instead of a touchdown, this may work out better. So let's say you score that first touchdown, and then you leave that team with only 30 seconds or a field goal. So you still make it like real football. I would just say play 10 minutes. That's it. Don't have to like overcomplicate it. But just again, if a team scores, they still have to be mindful. We still have to play defense if there's time on the clock. To me, at this point, you're still simulating somewhat of a real quarter. You're just chopping off 5 minutes on the back end.
Yeah, I agree. I said play a whole quarter years ago, and I was like, why don't they just play a quarter?
But then you have to give the guys of safety because those 5 minutes can save someone's life, Coach. Just keep
I know. But we'll add 18 games, though, which is also on the docket.
And you'll play 3 games in 12 days around Christmas.
And we'll take – by the way, in other news, I wanted to bring this up. The NFL is taking over Christmas and the NBA as they will have three games on Christmas Day. The Chiefs game last year, I think, had 21 million views, topping any NBA game. Of course, where are you at with the NFL telling the NBA to move aside?
Well, they could load manage some more. The reality is, once you told the American public that regular season games, especially before March, do not matter, we're going to listen. There'll be no load managing in the NFL, and they allow this to happen. Once you tell your consumer base what we are giving you, what we are serving you is not important, the public's going to say, okay.
I agree. I agree. And the blood was in the water, and Roger Goodell saw it and was like, fuck it, we're going to do it. I'm surprised Adam Silver hasn't called him and had, Kamala involved. So we're going to dive. I want to ask you something. Speaking of this rule change, back to the tush push, is there a way today? Do you see the tush push being banned by today's end?
I really don't know, but Coach, you make a great point. If the defense isn't allowed to push someone back, because they always call it forward progress is stopped, right?
Yes. It doesn't make sense.
My view is it's like clinching in boxing. You shouldn't be able to do it for 3 minutes and say, well, that's skill. They should go 1,000, 2, 1,000. That's it. Plays over.
Or Steve, if you're going to keep it the same and keep the rule, like I mentioned this many earlier, then it should be on first down. I got to know the snap count because it's a rolling start snap count. You know the count, Steve. That's the disadvantage. Not this count, of course. In football, we use it towards our advantage. That's a defensive discipline to watch the football. But in this case, it's a different scenario when it's a rugby skirmish, and I got 600 pounds knowing the count and pushing me at the snap. That is a disadvantage. In the rule book, it clearly states the definition of a foul or a rule violation is an extinct advantage over your opponent. That is what it is. Like, there's no other.
But
I don't know.
The thing is, are we punishing Philadelphia for being too good at a play?
Ding, 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 ding. And that's where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at.
The Buffalo Bills have the biggest quarterback in the league, and they couldn't get 5 inches, and they lost the Super Bowl bid because they couldn't do a sneak.
Literally.
I want to know.
That's
I want to
where I'm at,
know.
Steve.
Well, here's what and here's where I'm at, Smitty, is where I want to ask a question to Steve because he probably remembers this time era. If I'm not mistaken, and I talked to Shaun Salisbury yesterday about this off air, Refrigerator Perry came in and they used to hand him the football or he lead block for Walter Payton and other players. And that rule was the Refrigerator Perry rule was implemented to have to report the O lineman or an ineligible lineman or a receiver or whatever. All that
always do that though.
Nah, but that's when this rule became reporting, and then remember everyone would go over unbalanced.
But Coach, that was just a regular run play. It was the belly.
No. I know, but remember he was a number. Remember he was a number.
I agree, but Coach,
in the backfield.
Because before Refrigerator Perry, and this is why Mike Ditka did it, the Niners did that to the Bears in the '84 championship game. They had a guard by the name of Guy McIntyre, who's a really solid player. And they ended up putting Guy late in the game as a fullback, and they busted a big run. And Mike Ditka put it in his mental notebook, and he said, "I want to get you back, Walsh." And he did the next year when they played in the regular season. But the difference is, Coach, that's just him being a fullback. That was a regular belly series or a power in the A gap. It wasn't this rugby scrum. I get the reporting. Whether that's the first time anyone reported or not.
Nah, what happened was Guy McIntyre's deal was a one and done type of thing. No, Remember, the Bears lived on that shit. They were doing it every single game. The crowd was involved. Remember, that was a big, huge thing when Fridge came in, and I think that's when they started. Because I'm looking it up. That's the year they reported.
Times.
Yeah.
The first time they did it was the Monday night game against Green Bay.
And then New England.
And then there was one time when Refrigerator, the rematch at Lambeau, they actually kind of motioned out the Fridge, and they ran like a play action, and they threw it to him, and he caught a touchdown pass.
Remember that New England Patriots team that beat them on that game their loss that year? That they stopped them. Remember?
The Dolphins are the only team to beat the '85 Bears. They were 15.
The Dolphins. Sorry, the Dolphins.
And I don't remember that play. I do
Patriots
remember.
They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, right?
In '87, they ran the ball in a Monday night game against Denver, and I think it was an audible called by McMahon, and they shoved it into Perry, who fumbled at the goal line. I don't recall them ever running it again. I think it died at that point.
I meant the Dolphins were the team that shut his ass down that game. Remember, they kept blasting his ass. And then the Patriots, who they beat, right, in the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
They beat
46.
yeah.
I don't remember that play in that Monday night game, to be honest with you. They were well behind early. I don't think they had time to be doing all that tomfoolery.
Yeah. Tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery. That's a new one.
Smitty, let's dive into Deion and Fran Brown.
Let's do it, man. The NCAA denied Deion Sanders and Coach Fran Brown's request for a Colorado versus Syracuse spring game. And they asked Coach Fran Brown about it, and he has some comments, man. Let's check out this video.
Should have just told Coach Belichick and Bill O'Brien to come up with it, and then they would have let them do it, and then it would have all went right. We shouldn't have been the first two dudes to say, damn well they wasn't about to let Coach Prime Time and Fran Brown be the first two guys to do it. It was over their dead bodies, so that wasn't happening that way. I'm just messing with you, NCAA. Don't get all mad and call my AD and try to find me. I'm literally joking. But I think that they were headed in the right direction, right? And they had all the right reasons. It wouldn't have gave everybody the same opportunity, right? It would have been a little advantage and it wasn't about us being able to practice, because us practicing together would have only limited the amount of people on the field. It would have been 11 on the field now instead of, we go 2 spots, so it's 44. So now instead of that, it would have been 11 going at a time, right?
Smitty, what do you think? What do you think first?
Yeah, I mean, I wish they would have allowed it. Just from me selfishly speaking, from a fan standpoint, I would have loved to see this happen. Like I told you before, in high school, in my high school, we would do this every single summer. Bring in 2 other teams that would come to Warren Central, and we would do a 3-day camp where we would practice together, and we would do scrimmages against each other. And for us at that high school level, it was right before kind of the season was about to start, so it was a good kind of test to see where we were at, you know what I'm saying? But Coach Fran Brown just threw out and presented, I do understand that hey, it's a situation where every team couldn't do it, so it is somewhat of a slight advantage for you to be able to do that and other teams not be able to do it. So I understand it, it makes sense. I wasn't someone who thought it was going to happen anyway. So yeah, I guess it's unfortunate, but I understand it. That's where I'm at.
What was really stopping them? What was the NCAA going to do? Pretend they have power again? Let's say Fran Brown and Deion would have said, okay, let's meet here. Well, you come here this year. Next year, we'll return the favor. What were they going to do? Stop them from practicing? I mean, if people say the NCAA is now a useless, feckless, powerless organization, what were they really going to do?
I'm trying to figure out how the academics are still being used, and missing class is still a fucking excuse. When UCLA has to go to Rutgers and Penn State and fucking Maryland back to back. Come on, man, this is a joke. I don't know. By the way, just to give everybody context, D2, D3, JUCO all have been having inter squad scrimmages for a long time.
Really?
So D2s have been playing. D2s have been scrimmaging each other for a long time. So that's still under the NCAA umbrella. Last time I checked, Division II is NCAA affiliated and controlled, and they have scrimmages. So, I'm trying to figure out what the hell's the difference. This is about money and them controlling the money, and we already know that's what it is. So, I don't. It's a joke. I don't know. And by the way, when it happened, it wasn't like an innovative thing. We were talking about this, Smitty and I. This has happened before. People wanted to do this before, and this is why people stopped doing it. I think they just didn't want to fucking deal with the drama. And so I don't know. I like Fran Brown. I do. I don't know about his take there, but I like
Fran, fiery Fran Brown. I don't know how long the Cuse is going to have him, but I would do whatever it takes to keep him around as long as possible. That's a go-getter right there.
Yeah, and now in California, for the first time, about 2 years ago, they finally allowed JUCO spring ball to wear pads.
Oh, California, you couldn't wear pads before? Wow.
Not in California. Not in Cali JUCO. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So California, but you can choose to wear them or not if you're the coach for that particular team. It's fucking crazy. California it's a whole nother world in this JUCO thing. Steve, before we go to the next question, I got to ask you real quick, what's your take on Andrew Luck hiring his former head coach in Reich up in Stanford?
There's a lesson to be learned here from the Stanford situation. And I don't know if it's in the power of any of these coaches. if you are the next Troy Taylor or anybody in a program like that, of that ilk, try not to hire any females. No good can come of it. There's an old saying that no good deed goes unpunished. Well, Troy Taylor got punished. To your point, Coach, don't do it. Don't do it. You're risking your own job. You're risking your livelihood. You are risking your salary. Football is a very, very vicious mindset. It is a certain atmosphere. It is not corporate America. And maybe it has to do with Stanford because they've gotten very woke, let's be honest, the last 10 years. But Troy Taylor should have the latitude and the liberty to cuss out somebody once in a while. Her feelings are going to get hurt. And just to me, there's a lesson to be learned, guy. No coach would ever say it, but in his own mind, he's thinking, I'm hiring the minimum amount of females that I have to. I am not risking this. And in fact, I'm going to make sure these guys are tough and they're minded. If I cuss someone out, they're going to be like, okay, I learned something. Because I do feel bad for Troy Taylor.
Oh,
I
yeah,
do.
There's no doubt. And listen, everyone, oh, you know him, JB, so you're animate. No, not really. It's just what I've been saying for a long time, no matter who the coach is. And Steve, I got to combat that, your question or your statement to a question. Like, Smitty, I don't know. If I take the job, though, and I'm told that these female staffers have to be placed here, I don't know if I take that job. That's the issue. Because I think these guys have been told that from what everything I've known. Oh, yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
This is
from
part
what
of the
I know,
Title IX.
That's exactly what happened here. From what I've
One
been
of
told.
my favorite stories that I've been told about Jimmy Johnson, I think I've brought this up before, but there was about 3-4 times a year, and I was told this by someone who was in that building many times. He knows where all the dead bodies are. And one day, Coach JB, you'll meet him, okay? He would say there were several times a year when they used to call it Hurricane Jimmy, when Jimmy Johnson was in a bad mood, probably because Jerry Jones did something to piss him off. And the exact words that I was told was, Steve, you have never seen grown men dive into their office under their desk. And when Jimmy was on one of those moods, everyone ran in there, closed the door, don't even look at him, don't even talk to him, unless you were Dave Wanstead, maybe if you were Troy Aikman. But even those two guys had to tread lightly, because if you got in his way, you were going to get your head ripped off. You might even lose your job. Welcome to football. That's the way it should be.
It is. I mean, football is not supposed to be fucking. It's not an office environment. It's not a spreadsheet creating lab.
Right.
We're not
It ain't
sitting
nice.
here fucking doing analytics. Like that's
Every
what
book that I've read about football, where a writer spends time throughout the season with a team, I realize, man, it's a brutal world, man. It's cutthroat. It really is. From whether it was Vince Lombardi, I read that book, Run to Daylight, the book from Jerry Eisenberg, No Medals for Trying, Next Man Up from John Feinstein. I've read all the books about the thing is, it is not for the faint of heart. It's not.
No.
It's not for everybody.
It's not at all. I don't get it, man. It's unbelievable. But hopefully Troy can get on. And the only shot he has now, because he'll be blackballed, make no mistake about it, he'll be blackballed because of the true allegations are it's about a woman, even though Andrew Luck came out and said, oh, we're not going in the right direction. Just say you're 3-9 2 years in a row. I would have been fine with that. But the whole bullshit way to get out of this is the reason I have a problem with it. But the only shot, Steve, in my opinion, Smitty, is the NFL, because the NFL, a buddy of his will hopefully grab him up and save him like they did a Flores and Tomlin or Minnesota, somebody like that that's going to get blackballed and has to get
JB,
saved.
Stanford's already a tough job.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
A chart. Academically, you cannot recruit about 98% of the people everyone else can. I saw a graph where schools like Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, they have about 300 to 350 players a year that they would send letters to, and they'd have cursory interest, and they would pare it down, that are eligible to be in their program. Other schools are like 200. Then Stanford literally has about 50 kids a year that can realistically say, hey, can you make it here academically? Because they don't really bend. I mean, the job that Jim Harbaugh did in rebuilding it as quickly as he did is one of the greatest jobs I have ever seen. He took over a program that had fallen on hard times. They lost to, I believe, Cal Davis one year, UC Davis.
Yep.
The game wasn't even close. They went 0-12, I believe, with the former Pitt coach. And Jim Harbaugh was asked by Ted Leland, the athletic director. He said, Jim, I just want you to know this is a different job. And Harbaugh looked at him and said, trust me, I will find 25 young men that could play at Stanford and academically be okay. And the fact that he did it, to me, I think it's a greater achievement than his Super Bowl or his national championship. I really do. He went 12-1 there one year. And when they blew out Virginia Tech in that Orange Bowl, I remember watching that game saying, in a one-game playoff, they could beat anybody tonight. I thought they were that good. That's better. I'm just telling you, it's a better achievement than his Michigan national title or his playoff runs.
No doubt.
I respect it. No, I definitely respect it for sure. So, all right, switching gears to our next topic, man. This was this was kind of all over Twitter yesterday. ESPN analyst Monica McNutt said that little girls, or talking about little girls being drawn to and becoming fans of Caitlin Clark. And she said some controversial statements in the video. Check this out.
Long-term commercially viable.
Two things. I think it has to show up in our storytelling, and it has to be encouraged by our families.
Yeah.
To me, right? And so covering the WNBA this past season, Caitlin Clark's rookie year, for all of the conversation that surrounded her, some which was fair and some which wasn't, the one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her, little girls with their parents, and the fervor and the energy there.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games. But I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types of reasons, and sometimes they may not be based in all truth.
Interesting view. Where's Shamika? I'm calling her right now. I'm getting Shamika on this show. Fuck that. I'm racist, Steve. I'm racist. I'm a racist motherfucker when I come on here and talk this shit, but she's fine. She can get away with it. Little white girl from Iowa. I wish I would. I wish I could say that with Smitty on here. This is a fucking joke, man. Well, let's be honest. I'm getting
What's the joke, JB? Let's hear your actual take.
Little white girls from Iowa is the only reason that they like her. That is actually against your belief, Smitty. You think she's the best basketball player. You've never mentioned race. Like, why she got to be the fucking one to say that shit and she's fine. She gets a pass though, right, Smitty? I want to ask. I'm going to be clear. She gets a pass, but I don't.
Gets a pass from what?
She could say a little white girl. And if I said that about a black kid,
I ain't call you racist.
Huh?
I didn't call you racist. Are you talking to the fans in the chat who call you racist?
Yeah, I'm asking you in general. That's what the take would be. Like, that's what it would be. Because, yesterday the whole Deion extension thing was a whole fucking bullshit drama.
You know me. I never called you racist on it. I didn't even bring up race.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general. That's the take.
Yeah.
Steve Kim would be called racist. I would be called racist, even though he's fucking Asian. Whoever else would be called racist if they made that take is my point.
I hear what you're saying. I guess the way I read it, but before Steve jumps in, is she's basically saying that she represents a lot of people. Put it like that. She represents a lot of these young girls who are playing basketball. So it makes them feel like I got a chance to be Caitlin Clark when I grow. That's the way I read it. I'm just saying, like,
I used to walk Serena and Venus home from the fucking tennis courts in Compton every day. If I said I would walk these little black girls home every day, I got fucking roasted. Let's keep it funky. Come on, man.
But I mean, that's a good example though. Like, just being real, Venus and Serena. Like, you mean to tell me, like, watching them grow up, that young black girls who like tennis wasn't inspired by Venus and Serena? Hell yeah, they were. And I don't think there's nothing wrong. I don't think that's racist to say. I think that.
No, but that's not her point.
They're great at what they do, but they look like you, remind you of yourself. So that plays a role. And like, dang, okay, I feel like I could be that. Like,
that's not the point, though. It's not the point.
That's the point she was making, because she also brought in Angel Reese and said for the same reasons for Angel Reese, she thinks it's a similar following for her too on the opposite end. So I was like,
but the problem is, I would have been the guy to say the white girls liked Venus and Serena. See, that's what I'm saying. That's would have been the equivalent. I would have had to been the guy that said, I walked 2 black girls home that the white girls look up to. That's her equivalency. Like, that's the difference that you're not understanding. She's talking about a black woman talking about a white girl player, saying that this is why everyone's following her. Like, nah, come on, man. It's always about something. Kendrick Perkins, Ryan Clark, this whole fucking network. I can't wait for Whitlock and Steve to fire our ass up today, but I know that'll be on the docket.
Let's hear from Steve right now. Steve, what's your...
Well, there's a flaw in her statement, Miss Monica. Sometimes you feel like a McNutt. Caitlin Clark is not close to being the first white girl in the WNBA. In fact, there's been some notable ones like Rebecca Lobo. Most of that league is still black, right? From what I've seen. There's nothing keeping black people from coming out and supporting their sisters.
Nah.
She's upset that the people that like Clark actually spent the time, money, and resources to go there.
It's closer. WNBA is closer than the NBA. It's 62%
Okay.
black.
Right. So this whole notion that, well, Clark is this anomaly. No, she's not. Maybe in her game and her talent. There's been a lot of white WNBA players. Guess what? They don't play that well. They're not as dynamic, with something she mentioned. But again,
Karasi,
right?
All these different girls. This is the point. This is the point, Smitty, and I. This is the argument Smitty and I have. This is the issue I have. Like, she is not the only person like that's been dominant in the WNBA. But this is what is the reason that I argue with Smitty. This is why the WNBA has mad popularity right now. It's because of her. Is it not, Smitty? It's because of this one girl.
Well, like, not just her. She's only 98% of it, but not all. The other 2%. That Smitty and I argued about the Juju Watkins comparison. I'm like, I think Juju's already more skilled and blah, blah, blah. And we argued, and I said, but let's be honest. No one's at March Madness watching the women's games. And no one's at the WNBA, and they're bitching about women or men not supporting them. Well, they are one game a night wherever Caitlin Clark plays.
That's my point. Indiana sells the fuck out.
See, if Monica McNutt was truly honest, which I don't know if she has the ability to be, she would say, why are we not supporting our people like the way they're supporting Clark? I'm just going to leave it at that. It's always about someone else. It's always about this grievance of the philosophy of grievance. Nothing was holding anyone back from supporting the past players, regardless of race, culture, creed, religion.
My thing, listen, because I talked about this before. I think Caitlin Clark is I think it's mostly her skill set and what she brings to the game. I think we haven't seen exactly a player that plays like this in the game. I think that's what was most intriguing. Even at her at Iowa, that's what made not just white people, black people, all races tune in. I mean, you had me at home literally coming home from work and like turning the game on to see what Caitlin was going to do because of the crazy shots that she was making. It was Steph Curry-esque at that collegiate level, and it was fun to watch. Now, the rivalry between her and Angel Reese definitely blew it up, though. Let's be real. I mean, she was hooping before that point, and we were paying attention to her. But after that game, when LSU and Iowa played, and they had the talk trash talking and the waving in the face and all that stuff, that made her and Angel Reese, both of them players, their brand went like doubled in terms of popularity. So, and now was race involved in that conversation, in that dialogue? Yeah, it was. You got a white girl, black girl, stars of college, going at each other, and it helped with the storyline and make it a bigger thing. So I do think race played a role in it, but I think overall it's Caitlin Clark's dominance in the game and how she did it. To your point, Steve, yeah, there's a ton. We've seen a ton of white women ball out in the WNBA or at college. We got Breanna Stewart. We got a lot. The list goes on and on. But it's the how I think Caitlin Clark is doing it that we've never.
There's no doubt, and the whole notion that somehow she's just this great white hope, I guess, except there have been other ones. No one cared. No one cared. They still may not care.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
So,
no doubt. Hey, Steve, the Tush Push was tabled. Just to update, it was tabled for
Told
later.
you.
Yeah, it was tabled. Doesn't mean it won't be banned, but it was tabled for now. Who knows what's going on? It is what it is. Surprise, Vinny?
Nope. That's literally, I threw out a report from Jordan Schultz. I read that during my take, and this is literally what he said was probably going to happen, and it happened. So, we'll see. I really don't see it getting banned. I honestly don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's enough there.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, let me ask you something real quick. What's your take on Coastal Carolina basically saying everything's free for our fans? Hot dog, burgers, beer, Coke, soda, your favorite cherry Coke and makers, Mark? Whatever.
I think that there is, for per visit, you get one of each if you want. I think that's great. I don't know what the obesity rate there is going to be pretty good, but diabetes might go off the chart, but it's great. I mean,
I love it.
I don't know. I don't really care if it's economically feasible, but it's good for the fans. I will say this. I went to the fights in Vegas and I bought someone a drink. I couldn't believe how expensive it is. I can see why Vegas is dying. They are killing the customers. I can afford it, but just on principle, I'm like, how much did I pay for this Grey Goose and Club Soda? And my other buddy had something else. And I'm like, wow, you guys all deserve to go broke. Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. No, it's crazy how expensive it is. But no, I like it, JB. Like for the same reasons, I think of from a fan standpoint about the families, the student body, whatever the case may be, just making it as affordable as possible. Hopefully, it'll lead to more fans coming out and supporting them. And like I said, I don't know the economics behind it, but I think it's a good thing for the fans. So.
But I don't think alcohol is included. Because
no, I don't think so. I think it's straight
the
concession.
liability, and it's a college. I wouldn't be a part of it.
I think it's straight concessions. So,
hey, Steve, I gotta get your take. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. Deion Sanders. For some reason, I guess people can't understand the difference between worth and earned. And I'm surprised at Shaun King's take, because Shaun, having been a guy in the NFL era where his check was actually earned and he was not paid on his worth, actually was with Smitty on this one, and I'm kind of surprised. So I need another guy on my side. Where are you at with it? No, I'm just kidding. Where are you at with it? Is there, in your opinion, is he? I fully think he's worth it. He's what he's done, the money he's brought in, the fans filled up the stadium, all that shit. But I don't think he's earned it, and there's a difference in my opinion.
Well, Colorado 3 years ago was a forgotten program. Now they are much more relevant. And my view is, if they only had Deion for 2 to 3 years, it's a phase. I want to set an era. And if this is an investment to have Deion plant his flag in Boulder and be there for a good 7-8 years and let him really set his roots down and get to recruiting and build a sustaining program post Travis and Shedeur, I think he's worth it. He's made them relevant. He's made them important. The kids, once again, are now back to actually looking at Colorado. They're always going to be a threat in the portal. If you're Colorado, I think you had to extend Deion to this degree. I actually think he earned it.
I agree with. See, I think he's worth it.
He said earned.
I don't think he's earned it. I think he's worth it, and I agree with you. I never said they shouldn't have extended him. I never said they shouldn't have gave him the money. I've said pure and simple, but I'm still the hater because I said he hasn't earned it. Like I asked Smitty a direct question, Steve, like 3 months ago. I've yet to get an answer, but who has he beat?
Because to me, that's a weak question. Like at the end of the day, he won 9 games last year. So
that's a
look
good second year.
So go to Google and look at the 9 teams he beat. And you can look at that up yourself. Now
Coach
you're asking me, did he beat Alabama?
They were 1-11 too.
9 teams who was on his schedule. That point blank period. That's what
Coach Mack. You forget about the white dude that won 10 games after they won 1-11 too.
Right, but Coach,
I'm not arguing that.
It took Coach McCartney, God rest his soul. It took Coach Mack 5-6 years to build it.
Right.
It's not like he came out of the gate beating Nebraska and winning the Big 8 and Big 12.
Right.
Here's the issue I have, though, Steve.
Man,
Here's the issue I have. Like I said, I'm not tripping that he's not. I think he's worth it.
reaching.
I don't think he's earned it. And this is why. You got guys in his conference. One of them went to a playoff. The other one beat the shit out of him in a bowl game. The last I checked, they are way underpaid under Deion.
I'm with you, but
I'm
again,
just
they
saying,
don't
like,
they,
earn it.
This is the coach. This is the entertainment business. This is what sports is.
If we're going to say it's just the market and he's getting paid for what the market is, then just say that. And that's what football is turning into.
It's not just that, too. I'm not going to let you have that because it's not like Colorado went 3-9. No, they improved. Like, it's substance behind what he's doing, too. It's not just ticket sales. It's not just the marketing. It's not just the national TV game. Not the fact that he had a Heisman winner and probably have 2 players in the top 10 of the draft, or at least both 2 guys in the first round. Not the fact that he has a 5-star quarterback now and a 5-star offensive tackle. They also improved season after season as well.
And Smitty, I want to see Deion or Coach Prime post Shador, post Travis Hunter. Let's see what he can do. I think it's fascinating. And by the way, college football needs an identity. I hated it when Harbaugh left because I just love that quirky SOB. The fact that these players are so transient, we need guys that we can bank on. And when I think of Colorado, I think of Coach Prime, much like when Dean Smith was at UNC or Coach K. And he makes the game more exciting, more fun. Student bodies when they go on the road, people want to beat Coach Prime's team. He juices up the energy of that whole stadium.
Maybe he was just talking about. He just said last year Colorado ain't gonna win 5 games this year. They go out here and win 9. This is like
but we also agreed.
I guess he has to win a bowl game. I guess.
Missy, but we also agreed prior to this show. Steve and I and you said that the Big 10 or the Big 12 was going to be really, really good, and it ended up being horrible. It ended up being horrible.
It was a little bit of a letdown, but coach,
I control though.
But here's the issue I have.
They're in a better place than they were 3-4 years ago.
I'm not denying. I never said they weren't. I never said he didn't deserve.
And that was earned.
It's worth. They're paying him on his worth.
If they're in a better place now than they were when he got there, how does that happen? There's work that happened in between that, Jason.
But Smitty, here's the issue I have. This is going to be year 3 for him there at Colorado, correct?
Yes.
So after 3 years, Kalani was 29-9. Deion has no shot.
Okay, but what did he take over though? That BYU's been a pretty good.
But I would argue
good program for a while.
BYU is a way harder job, Steve. Come on now.
It probably is, but again,
come on.
if you're born
it's
on
a way
third
harder
base,
job.
you can't say you hit a triple.
Ooh,
no,
say it again, Steve.
If you're born on third, that's like when people bring up Larry Coker's record. Larry Coker was terrible.
Everything I hear, though.
But every time we hear about Larry Coker, there was a base of Miami fans before. He's 53-9, and I used to say, if he was any good, he'd be 58-4.
Hello.
But you keep saying hello, Smitty, but you haven't. Smitty, you haven't brought not one fact. Smitty, you haven't brought one fact to the table. You just say hello.
Steve is cooking. I'm not saying nothing. Steve is cooking.
Okay, but
I
want to hear you.
Get mad at me. Get mad at Steve.
But I want to hear your facts because I ain't heard nothing. But other than he's an entertainer, Steve, he's an entertainer. Just say that's what he's getting paid on.
Well, not just
he's not getting paid because these other guys have won conferences. Steve, these other guys have won conferences.
I'm the Coach Prime homer here. This is amazing. I mean, fired from Fearless.
Hey, Steve.
Jason Whitlock never hears this show.
JB's fighting for his life, Steve. He never disagrees with you. He's trying to find some way to win this. You're wrong, Jason.
I give Prime credit though. He's hired some pretty good coaches. I don't mean Warren Sapp and Marshall Falk. Damian Lewis, former Hurricane, back at the U. He was good enough that Mario Cristobal said, come over here. We need you. He's a highly regarded young coach. Phil Lodeholt, very good offensive line coach. SEC team said, come over here. We're going to pay you a lot of money. I think Shermer did a pretty good job of settling down Shador and turning him into a guy that's going to be a first-round draft choice, it looks like, right? I don't know. To me, what is the art of leadership, Coach? You know this. It's delegation.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we're not discussing the fact. The fact is we're paying him as an entertainer. You guys just said it. It's a market value. Because why are we talking about Kenny Dillingham? Didn't he inherit a 3-9 team? Didn't he go 3-9 his first year?
And he deserves credit.
What did he do last year? What did he do last year?
Why
Didn't he go?
Like, we're not saying they shouldn't get paid.
Bailey says Bailey's shaking your head in the back. What was Dillingham's record last year? What was Dillingham's record last year? 11-3. Wasn't it 11-3 and go to the college football playoff?
Play Texas stuff too.
Oh.
And he gets credit.
Hold on, JB. Kenny should get paid. Like,
that's all we're
if it was breaking news right now, if it said Kenny Dillingham gets a 6-year deal,
he's not going to get Deion Sanders money though.
Like, why are you getting mad? I'm not mad at that.
Who's mad? All I'm telling you is Kenny Dillingham is not ever going to get Deion Sanders money. That's what you don't get.
Okay, Coach.
It's an earn versus it's a worth versus earn scenario, and you can't tell me it's not.
But Coach, you know what the nightmare scenario is for that Colorado program if Deion would have just left right after this season? Because there's no way to replace him. You could not have filled those Nikes. That would have been tough. The fact that Deion is going to stick around a while, it looks like
I knew he was.
I respect that.
Y'all didn't think he was. Y'all.
I want to see what he can build over 5, 6, 7 years. I hope he's not job hunting.
No, I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that too, and I'm cool with that. And there's a reason why he knew that this was coming down the pike, Steve. He knew damn well he better stay his ass put and get that $55 million. He knew that's why he wasn't leaving. He knew this was coming down the pike. He knew that the AD was talking to him about the money. Come on now. He knew he was
going to think he was going to be here a long time. You thought after Shador left, he was going to leave.
I did.
Then he said health issues, he was going to leave. Then he said he's going to win 5 games. It's like everything you said about Deion, he's like proving you wrong. The only thing he needs to do is go out there and win a big-time bowl game, which I agree. He's going into year 3. He needs to go out there and he needs to prove himself without Shador and Travis. Like Steve said. Game. And number 2, he needs to go out there and win a big-time bowl game.
Yeah,
I'm not saying the job is finished, but you can't like forget or just throw down the lane everything else that he's done to this point. You talk about name facts. I listen you facts, and when you talk about earn, it's on the field, of course, wins and losses, but everything else matters too. Like the ticket revenue does matter. Sold out crowds do matter. All that stuff matters as well. Recruiting does matter. Colorado wasn't bringing in no 5-star recruits and number 1 players in their class before he got there. Like that wasn't happening. We wasn't caring about Colorado.
Let's talk about the obvious. Like who really thought he was going to stay at Colorado? Come on, homie. Like I'm talking about when it all started. Nobody thought he was going to be there 3, 4, 5 years.
I would be willing to
he's proved us wrong.
I would be willing to bet that Colorado's admissions are up. They probably have more applications. And there's a proven fact that a good athletic department helps the overall university. I actually think Nick Saban was underpaid. If you look at Alabama with the endowment, the amount of donor money, the amount of national admissions that come in compared to, let's say, 1992. Look, when Miami's good at football, they'll tell you that academically it actually helped them in terms of attracting a national student base. It had nothing to do with football.
And that's my point on worth. That's why he is worth the money. That's literally my whole stand.
Then he has
he's earned it. Then they go hand in hand.
There's a huge difference, though. We're paying guys right now. We come on the show every day and we talk about the cats that load manage and everyone else in the NIL market.
That's different. That's different.
No.
Deion doesn't get to take days off, though. I mean,
but in college, NIL cats are getting paid for what? Their worth, not what they've earned. We're already paying them pre-performance.
Well, that's because it's not really NIL. That's just pay for play.
Well, that's my point, though. That's the society we're in. But we are in the entertainment world where the market sets the dollar amount that you are worth, not what you've earned. This is prepay. We're prepaying these dudes.
But we've seen 2 years of work though, so it's not like it's not. Now listen, if he came straight to Colorado and got this deal immediately before he played one game, one play, you have a good point on that. But he's been 2 years of work. And we've seen nothing but improvement in every category.
And that's why I say pay him. He's worth it. Bailey, when did I say don't pay him?
I didn't say you said that. I've been saying
no. Bailey said why not pay him? I agree. Pay him. I never said don't pay him.
Coach, I want to see what the product looks like. If they're ready to play Juju Lewis or they're going to go with Caden Salter at quarterback, that matters. But the reality is most of America if you put up a picture of a college coach, they couldn't tell you who that guy is or where he coaches.
Facts.
Deion is probably one of 2 or 3 guys that everyone says, that's the guy Colorado. We know him. There's a value to that for the university.
And here's the thing. I'm not the guy. I'm not going to be the guy that comes out and is another one of these guys that says, well, I want to see him now without his son. I want to see him now without Travis Hunter. I'm actually excited he's going to stay. I hope he does stay, and I want to see him coach. I want to see his ass coach. And I'm not going to knock him. Oh, well, I think he's actually will be better without his kid. That's just my opinion. I think he'll actually be better. I'm just saying. I want to see him because he got a staff. Y'all, so that's the thing, though. We can't say, if he said he's got the best staff. Right. He's got the best money. Like, this is now you're the
there's a
get off the
standard.
pot. You better get off the pot now.
I'm just look, losing a Heisman Trophy winner generally makes a team worse. Okay, but now we get to see the next chapter. I'm excited, but has he earned that money? Yes, for what he has brought to Boulder, Colorado. I don't think it's a question. Now, if he goes back and then that program backslides, he's going to get a lot of heat. Guess what? That's part of the deal. He makes every Colorado game interesting in my view because he's going to say things that piss people off. His players are going to do certain things that people aren't going to like. And guess what? That's part of the fun. That's part of the fun. I think Colorado is a fascinating story, even now, post Shedeur and Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, it will be. I'm all, listen, like I said, I think he's well worth the money, no question, especially now when we're paying motherfuckers based on the market value. That's what it is. Quarterback, players, NIL are getting prepaid. They got more prepaid credit cards cracking over than Smitty and I got in college. Like, this is what it is. They get prepaid based on what they think they're worth, and that's what now coaches are getting paid. Just telling you. Because, he's yet to beat anybody in the top 10. He's yet to win a bowl game. He's yet to do anything, and that goes back to Jackson State.
Yeah, but Coach, period. No, you may be right, but to go from where they did and to win 9 games, which far exceeds what anyone outside of Joel Klatt thought, it's a good second year.
JB don't care about that, Steve. He don't care about the 9
We're
games.
not saying this was the 1990 Colorado team with the national title. No one is saying that.
Until Colorado wins the Natty, he won't earn it yet. Until they win the Natty.
Listen, I could care that. Listen, the bottom line is, like I said, I'm staying on business. It's he's worth it, and it's not my money. I could give us for it less. All I'm saying is he's worth the money. I don't think he's earned it because then Leopold's earned it after what he's done at KU, which was far worse program than Colorado. I don't care what anyone says.
I agree.
Kalani's earned it because he's actually won. Dillingham's earned it in year 2 then, and they're not worth it. They've earned it, and that's the difference. That's just my point. I don't know.
Hey guys, I got to log off here. I got to get on to Fearless.
Hey, Thursday, Leonard Marshall with you. Thursday.
Oh, yes. Yes. Giant legend. One of the Parcells guys. Can't wait.
No doubt. I know you got a question. All right, Steve. See you Thursday. Peace.
Let's do a quick 2-minute break because we have our first special guest that's coming on right around the corner, JB. You got any closing thoughts before we go to this break?
You got questions for him?
I will, like, off the top of the head, as soon as he pop up.
Who is it?
Surprise guest, homie. Tune in. I can't wait, baby. Stay tuned. Hit that like, subscribe, baby. We'll be right back.
Who's the guest? Just walking around with a fucking blankie on a beach.
Oh, I didn't see this picture. Is this real, homie?
That's real, homie.
What do you think he listening to it in his headphones right now?
Fucking like.
on the people, homie. Hey, that kind of had me relaxing a little bit. That's pretty damn good, homie. They call that ASMR. ASM. I think it's ASMR if I'm not mistaken. It's real like peaceful, just like earthly sounds, homie. Your mosquito sound was crazy.
We gotta cut that. I need to post that today.
Yeah, post that ASAP. Write that time code down.
Come on, man. Miss me, dog. Miss me.
Homie. Like, he really like thinking, like, damn. Look at his face. He's like, should I keep playing, man? Like, damn.
But I got a blankie on, homie.
He cold as hell. It's early
Hey,
morning.
he asked for a blankie the other day on the boat. Huh?
Really?
Blankie. That's what they said.
What'd you say to her? You give her a blankie?
I got multiple blankets on. I got multiple bitches can have different blankets. Because they'll smell it. They'll smell another bitch's blanket.
They get mad.
Who wore this? Who had this?
Right.
They know.
The homie wife was over here, and she wore it. Okay.
Then I gotta come up with a whole thing. Yeah, I gotta come it's a homie's wife.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go through that. I just got blankets in compartments for different AEs.
So you got A1, A2, A3, and it's like labeled.
Or they go by day, Monday to Sunday. But listen, let's dive into this the real topic here.
This is crazy.
Come on, homie, I'm over this shit. Let's keep it funky. 30-year-old Aaron Rodgers has a right to hold off and say, give me some time. I'm going to think about where I want to go. 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers off an Achilles who's not very good anymore, like he at least was, don't have the right no more. You should have made this decision by now, homie. You've been doing this for the last few years while you've gone to visit Gaza Strip, fucking dark room, fucking get high. It's time to shit or get out the pot, homie. Retire or fucking play. It's March, homie. This is going to be another fucking long, drug out bullshit. I'm over the shit. I really am. Because I'm not going to give, you know me, I'm going to go hard on the young cats for doing this type of weird shit. I'm definitely going off on the old school cats. I get it. I just gave Kirk Cousins a little leeway. He deserves the right. But Kirk Cousins ain't sitting around debating where to go. He wants a job. He don't care where he wants to go. He wants to play. He wants to, what is the word? I guess repent from last year's shitty season. Since we're talking about the Bible, he wants to rebuke and repent from 2024 shitty season. He needs a fucking full redo, and he wants to show it. So this guy, I don't get it, dog. I'm over it.
Let's go, JB. It's time. We're not going to make nobody wait any longer, JB. Do the intro. It's time for our special guest. Make sure you bring him in the right way, Jason.
My main man, I can't thank him enough for joining us. Former NFL player, trainer extraordinaire. My main man, Marcus Peterson, joins the show. Marcus, what up, brother? Appreciate you joining us, man.
Good morning.
How you doing, brother? Where you at? Where you living at?
I'm living in Miami, but I'm actually in Rio right now. But I'm.
Okay, Rio.
Okay.
You
yeah.
Hey,
got my water.
you a married man?
No.
Oh, well, you in the right spot. Shit. I was about to say, damn, you better be careful out there.
I know. Yeah, it's a magical place for sure.
Hey, so what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Like, what are you doing nowadays?
Yeah. So for me, after I stopped playing when COVID hit, that kind of messed up a whole bunch of stuff. But I got into finance because before the NFL, I got my MBA in global business finance, and I started working in the financial industry. Became a financial advisor and then a director for sports entertainment sector in Santa Monica, actually for a IRA firm, which is a registered investment advisory. And then a couple of years later, a couple partners of ours from RBC and a hedge fund, we created a DBA called Realest Legacy Partners, which is a wealth management consulting firm, and we moved to Boca. So that's why I moved to North Lauderdale, but I actually transitioned last year and got into tech and now have a company called Pro Edge Branding, which we help elite athletes, which professional and college athletes monetize their brand and what their brand value. So it's pretty lucrative, and it's very interesting.
Nice. So that's so financial literacy is all under that. That's a huge deal right now. I know I talked to Eddie George a lot, who's doing that. That's what he deals with. A lot of billion-dollar people. He deals with their money, and now he's coaching, and he's full time now, taking the Bowling Green job. But he was huge on financial literacy. I know Deion in Colorado is. Fran Brown at Syracuse. That was their pitch to play each other in the spring game. Work on some financial literacy stuff. How important is that shit to you with these young kids now, especially the guys in the NFL getting NIL deals in college, staying longer, getting money, and then going to the NFL and making more money? And we all know, man, I believe it's 71% 3 years after retirement, they're broke.
It is. It's 55%. Actually, so with the company, we do the data analysis on this. 55% 5 years after. But to answer your question, I just made a LinkedIn post about this yesterday. At first, I was apprehensive back in when it started, like 2020, 2021. They were started talking about it. But now, so working with a lot of high net worth individuals, it's different because a lot of that, they probably get accumulate more of their wealth around 45, 50, but being 16, 17, and a lot of so I'm from Inglewood, California. So a lot of it is like, if you're getting this money at 16, 17, your parents probably don't know as much, just talking in general, as much of how to, make it more lucrative and make it last long term. And now you got your uncles, your cousins, your friends at school. But I've been seeing a huge trajectory as far as like positivity when it comes to that. Implement, because I was talking with Georgia Tech last week. And so they implement a lot of the financial industry literacy, as well as for when you go to rookie camp, they have, because my cousin, I remember when I was playing, and also my cousin was with the Dolphins last season. So they have like a social media presence training, financial literacy training, and also the treasurer of the NFLPA LA chapter. So we implement those for those former players as well. But to answer your question, I think it's a hot and cold thing. If you look at on the basketball side, Cooper, I forgot his name, but he's he's contemplating. He and his father are contemplating going back. I think it's all fluff. He's going to go number one. But for some individuals not like him, it can be pretty lucrative, because it's like, well, if I'm the running back at Notre Dame and I'm probably not going to go to the league or probably do like maybe 2 years, it might be advantageous for me to go back, depending on. But then there's certain other things as well. It's like Nike give you 20 grand to do something. But now on the financial side of understanding how to leverage your brand, monetizing your brand, and also being more smart. Like, okay, instead of the 20 grand on every purchase or any deal that we do, how does the royalties or the equity look on that? So you can keep the 20 grand, but for every purchase, I would like to have on the back end the royalty for about 20 years. Like, just really understanding, so having a legal team, having a smart financial advisor, a good CPA. So I think there needs to be more implementation in the high school realm now when it comes to, because high school players are going to college and getting those NIL deals. So you got to have a good legal team. You got to have, like I said, a CPA and a good team around you. You can't just wait to the NFL anymore.
Man, he really spent knowledge right now, man. It's something that, is definitely, it's always been important, but it's something that's definitely important in today's landscape because of all the reasons that we've listed. I kind of asked you mentioned that you're from, you said Inglewood, California, correct?
Sure, yes, sir.
I actually live in Inglewood now, so shout out to Inglewood. Nice. So at what point did I guess this passion really take over? You said it was right after the pandemic, or was this something that you always just was curious about, just as you were going into college and kind of making that transition?
That's a good question, my man. To be honest with you, no. So I went to a small school. I went to NAIA for about a semester. Then I went to a D2 school. So for me, I didn't start playing football until
Seton Hill, right? Seton Hill.
Yep. So I went
D2 in the house right here too.
There you go. So I just played because at the adolescent age. I was just doing what my friends was doing. Like me, I loved basketball, but I stood at 5'11", and then everybody else was getting taller. And then so I just played football because my friends was doing it. I didn't really care too much. And I never forget, I was at USC training with it was Drew Brees and Terrell. I think I was a freshman at the time or a sophomore. Tim Tebow and Terrell Pryor and Drew Brees. And then they were asking me like, hey, so what team do you play for? And like an NFL team. I was like, oh, I'm in college. I was like, oh, keep grinding, do your thing. And that's when it clicked. Like, damn, maybe this is something that God's putting into me for a reason. And that's when I saw. But for me, it's crazy because I got my MBA in global business finance, but my MBA is actually probably what got me in the NFL. As far as, because when you, as you guys know, when you speak to like the GMs and these coaches and scouts, they know that what you can do on film, but they want to know you as an individual. You know what I mean? Right. So like we were talking about travel, wine, foods, like a whole bunch of stuff. And I feel like for me, when I was speaking to the GMs, that's really what got me. So, and I knew I wasn't going to probably be there for that long. I was able to squeeze out 2 years, but being in the LA market playing for the Chargers, Jacksonville first and then the Chargers, I was able to monetize those different relationships that I was able to get connected with those brands and those lucrative key decision makers. And that's kind of what propelled me to really do it as much, because I knew how big the NFL platform was. But for me, like I didn't go until 24. So I traveled the world. I did my dissertation in Spain and Dubai and France and everything. So I went late. So I went in with the mindset of branding, marketing, storytelling, and sales. So if I can get that platform, I can sell myself, you know what I mean, to the next level. And that's really what propelled me to take that really serious. Like I really want to get, like I love football, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to get to the NFL more. Just, I can say that after I'm playing, but I wanted to get there more for the platform, you know what I mean? So that I can really use it for post play. Because like
you was always thinking like about the bigger picture and like knowing that this thing, NFL stands for not for long. We always say that, whether it was 2 years for you, 5 years, 10 years, even if you have a long career and you 10, 15 years, you're still what, 30 some years old, you're young. So it's like, what are you going to do afterwards? So shout out to you for having that mindset and be able to think, you know, more so, you know, the bigger picture there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JB.
Hey, Marcus, we had a disagreement on Instagram. I know Sean Salisbury and I posted a tweet, and you had an Instagram post, and you had a very interesting discussion. It was about the NIL and then versus the NFL. So we were talking about, I don't know if you remember the topic, but we were talking about the NIL money and the players and the coach versus the coaches leaving and et cetera. And then these cats are getting paid for play. And then you were like, it's totally different because the NFL, that's the expectation. NIL is kind of like the given. Where you at with that? Since we're talking financial literacy, where you at with this NIL thing? And then why are guys staying longer in college to make more money as long as they can, especially if they don't have a draftable status with an agent or an NFL not on their NFL team don't have them on their board. They're going to stay longer and longer and longer, get older and older and older in college. I believe that was kind of our whole breakdown. You were like, nah, this is the NFL. The NFL and college should be totally separate. Right. Where are you at with this whole NIL thing as far as this money gets going?
That was a good post. I actually remain the same. I think students, teenagers, people in their 20s are starting to get a little more wiser when it comes to brand monetization and this opportunity. This is like the gold rush. You know what I mean? This is like the .com boom. Being paid to be in college, and still be on scholarship. That's the craziest thing to me. Like, are they still able to be on scholarship too? And because I know it's separate. So I think it's actually genius if you do it the right way. I think I want to separate the two because if you look at the statistics, let's say 100 guys play, it's more than this. Let's say 100 guys play high school football, right? 35 play college. 5 go to the NFL. So if you look at the statistics, more people are going more to get the education and the life experience to become a man and just figure out who they are. But the NFL is such a huge platform where you earned it, and I think it should have those certain rules. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you go work at one of the big 4 consulting agencies, like KPMG or something like that, they're going to have a higher standard, you know what I mean, versus, a mom and pop shop. So I think it needs to be allocated that way. I think cutting people, and obviously, there probably is more divas now. Like, okay, I'm getting all this money. I'm coming with a Rolls Royce. I'm coming to practice late because now I remember I was with the Chargers and it was the coach, in college, everything the coach says is gold. But in the NFL, it was different for me. It was like, damn, the star player has more say so than the coach. I remember one time Keenan, we watched a film and the receiver coach was doing something, and Keenan didn't agree. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Never mind." And I was like, "Damn, this is different." Normally,
they made more than the coaches.
I know. So that when that clicked, it was like, damn, that's a totally different thing. So, but that's on the NFL level. I think it still has to be earned. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're hot shit. How many times have we seen college players that's really good and they are bluffs in the NFL? But for me to say that, it's a small percentage of people going to the NFL. So those people, just like the fourth string quarterback, shouldn't lose his scholarship. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different ball game for everybody. So that's what I mean on that front. I think you should be held accountable on the NFL when you get that contract, because you're all on not the same contract, but a similar NFL contract. So if you're late, you don't get play time, you get cut out your check. You don't owe the NFL. It comes out your check. You know what I mean? So that's why I was over my knees.
No doubt. The whole thing, Smitty, was debate was like the player empowerment of it all now, because these kids and the NIL that are getting these collectives and this money in college, the player empowerment, they're now thinking they are a NFL player who's earned it when we've paid them basically before their performance in college. Coming out of high school, that's what they ask first. What's the money? What's the bag like? Yeah. What am I getting to go to college where they haven't even earned we don't even know if he can run a route versus a Division I corner yet. Right. And so we're paying them. And that's why I think the player empowerment, that's what Shaun and I were talking about. The player empowerment has superseded the actual, like, the game, and it's watered down the product in my opinion. That's why the when they get to the NFL, what you're talking about is now happening in college. Players now are questioning coaches that are 17 years old, 18 years old, because they're getting a bag of money, which I think has made this game harder and harder to watch for a guy like me anyway.
Yeah. And even though I think it's not Arkansas, but it's a team where on basketball, since they just lost in March Madness, they have nobody on their roster.
Indiana
just everybody transferred.
And for me, like you said, it's hard to watch. Like, it's got to be mind-boggling for a coach too, because you're not just now trying to strategize, even on the football side. You're not trying to just strategize the game. Now you're gotta like chase and do all it. To me, as a coach, it'll be too much. But it's so much of a lucrative thing. Like, you got hedge funds now buying programs for like 100 million, 20 million. So now it's just like the NFL. It's a brand. Just because you might be a better receiver or quarterback, this guy's gonna play more because you know who he is. So I mean, I think on the positive side, it might bring them a little bit more up front, but you got to understand it's an entertainment. It's now university based. It's money. You know what I mean? So, and it's only going to get worse and worse because they're going to be making more on the TV rights and more on the exposure in the future.
No doubt.
Yeah, and that's real. No, that's definitely real, man. Let's talk a little ball, here. So we started this show kind of talking about some of the NFL rule changes that they were working on today. I saw a few things happen. We mentioned that they finally changed the overtime rule to make it consistent with the playoffs, where basically both quarterbacks, both teams will have a chance to get the ball. We also saw that the push tush was something that they basically they tabled that for now, so that we still don't know what the ruling will be there. Let's start there with the tush play. I know you're former receiver, offensive guy. What are your thoughts with the tush play? Do you think it's something that should be banned? Do you think it's fair? Do you like this? What's your overall thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it should be banned or limited. It goes back to remember that Hacker Shack? It's to me, it's kind of like that. Like, the Eagles are predominant in that because they have a great O-line. Other teams that's tried it, I know Buffalo tried to do it a couple of times. Josh Allen couldn't get there. I think it makes it more interesting because it's still, like I said, it's entertainment. Like, okay, are we going to run the ball? Or are we going to do a quick, check down or something on the fourth down? So I think it makes it more of a scheme better, and that's going to change the game. Because if you have all these, if you're doing 5 tush pushes a game versus on fourth down you're 2 and 5, that changed the whole game. Now it's 14-20, or is it 9-17? You know what I mean? Like, so I think taking it away, it can change the game a little bit more, where it's like it's unpredictable. Because a tush push, okay, how many times the Eagles? It's probably statistics. The Eagles probably done it like maybe 55 times last season. So if you take that away, where are they? You know what I mean? It might be some games where they win, some games they lose. So I think taking it away might be more interesting for the game.
Let me ask you this. You think there's politics involved in this where we're trying to save certain guys like the running back position? I think it took away from Saquon's touches in the red zone, which could have got him even more touchdowns and even put him in a heavier consideration for MVP last year. But guess what? Jalen got those red zone touchdowns. So like it matters.
He had like 15, didn't he? He had a lot too.
Yeah. Like think about it. I would say you took 6 to 8 touchdowns away, in my opinion. So,
but see, if we look at it, Jalen is the only one who could really do it. If you look at all the other teams, who has really like mastered the tush push versus them? Pat Mahomes tried it a couple of times, but as far as the Eagles, they're like everybody else in the Eagles.
I think the Bills are the next best team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Bills, but if you take it away, then but to your point, Saquon, it does take away from the running back. But I think it also will help more of the O-line, D-line, because I think I've seen one game where like somebody undercut the D-line, and then like kind of like messed up the O-line's knees. So it's interesting. But to me, if you take it away, I think it might make the game more interesting. It depends. Like now, are you 10 in whatever, or are you 9 in whatever?
That's a good point, though. Yeah, I wonder. You never know looking back, but like it's so many big moments where they got the conversion, they got the first down. Where if they couldn't do that play, maybe they don't even try to go for the fourth down, they just punt it. Or if they try to go for it and do something else, they don't get it. So that's a good point. I want to ask you a receiver question, though, man. We saw Jamar Chase get paid the highest non-quarterback contract of all time, and then T. Higgins got a bag as well, making them the highest paid receiver duo in the league. How do you feel about where the wide receiver market is at today? And do you feel like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins that they actually, I guess earned that money that they got?
So I'm gonna go backwards. Earned for sure, both of them. I think what Jamar Chase did was a risk, but definitely paid in super dividends. He's been consistent. He's been quiet, as far as like not quiet, but just respectful.
About his business, yeah.
And then what he did this year was insane. I thought he could have left LSU that time when he didn't like. Remember he sat out. But as far as the consistency, man, definitely earned. But you got to understand, like just like inflation, the same thing with the NFL. The more TV rights, the more money they're making. Projection of like I looked at the stats the other day. Like so, every year it goes up. So it has to go with inflation. You know what I mean? Like if you put it with the corporate world, you get 3% probably every year. So it's going to go up. And I feel like that's pretty smart. It is a risk. But it just has to be on the contract of what's guaranteed versus what's not guaranteed. Because every time you might see, all right, this player got 3 year, $69 million, but 25 guaranteed. So they're two totally different things. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But to T. Higgins' point too, like mad consistent for sure. They've got a lot to work on as far as like defense and O linemen. But as far as those two, definitely well deserved. So we'll see. Because every time somebody get paid, it gets kind of tricky the next season. So hopefully,
No doubt.
Right.
Hey, Marcus, before you get out of here, you got a LinkedIn, right? I know you do a lot of financial literacy on there. What is it? I don't know, Bailey, we can post it, but what's your LinkedIn?
Yeah, so it's just Marcus Peterson on LinkedIn. So it's like my MBA as well. But a lot of information, especially what we're doing with the athletes and the universities on the brand monetization side. But it's doing pretty good because like the mental health around it, and then when people are trying to get in their transition and even getting more deal flow, as we were talking about the NIL space. There's so much money on the table that you can do, but you have to articulate it right in your brand and your story of what makes you different from the other receivers or DNs from Florida or Michigan or, USC or whatever. So that's kind of what it is that we do. But my LinkedIn is Marcus Peterson.
No doubt. Man, hey, man, we can't thank you enough for joining us, man. I had to get that because a lot of folks don't have people on to talk about real, meat and potatoes of this shit that kind of behind the scenes no one talks about. They just want to see the money, and then they're mad in 5 years when they're flat broke and shit. So
and a lot of that's because of the bad support system. Because like your auntie and your uncles and your cousins ask for money all the time, and you're still young. You don't really know too much. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest poison. It's really at that young age. It's not where you're putting the money, but where is it going? And they educate your dad like, hey man, let me do this. Because remember now the laws are different. Because if you're 16, get this money, 17, get this money. Sometimes there's different implements of not being able to touch it until you're 18, or parents who do some tricky stuff. So it just has to do with your support system and then the knowledge. But I think kids are getting now with like these engineering prompts with ChatGPT and more education on the internet. People are probably getting more educated and involved with it. So hopefully it continues to go up. I like it, you know what I mean? So whenever it's time for me to have a child, we're gonna be ready.
Hey, what high school did you go to?
I went to a small school. It's called Crenshaw Christian Center. Right there on 79th and Vermont.
Yeah. My boy was coaching there not too long ago. I know. I know what you're talking about. I know the school. There's a few small schools right there that are now playing in a league. Let me ask you something before you leave, though. And that's people don't realize you go small high school, small college, and then you make it to the league. It's a daunting task to say the least. Man. If I were to ask you though, like, we know the history, we know the reputation of former NFL, NBA, even Major League Baseball players. We cluck our money off, and that's what it is. For the person to say, all right, I'm going to take advice from a former NFL player that we see 55% of ruin their careers and cluck their money off. What is your take to say, well, I'm different because?
That's a good question, my man. I say number one, this is number one. Figure out who you are as a human being first. Who are you outside of football? Because just because you play football doesn't mean that you're a football player. You know what I mean? So I feel like for you understanding and praying about figuring out what your purpose is, just because you play football, but you like interior decoration, or you like construction, or you want to get into real estate, or whatever you want to do, I think that's number one. Number two, having that purpose in your why. Like for me, I wanted to go to the NFL because a lot of people told me no. And me, I'm like that. You tell me go left, I got to go right. So like a lot of it, 90% of it was because a lot of people told me no, because I went to a small school, didn't really play like that. And they're like, oh, just go get a job. And for me, that like turned me up. You know what I mean? So to answer your question, have a reasoning and a why. If like you went to D1, so your trajectory was a little bit different. So you knowing more at a younger age or in college, like, yeah, I'm about to go to the league. But for guys like me, it's like I need to leverage my skill set to get what I need in the future. And that helps mitigate the transition. Because as you guys know, a lot of people, when they retire, it's like it can take 2 to 10 years to figure out, okay, what am I going to do next? Who am I as an individual? So starting early and figuring out what that why is, and why you want to go to the league. You want to go to the league because you've seen it on TV, or you like it because of the girls, or you like because of the car. Like you got to figure out what your why is first. So those are the top two things. Who are you outside of the sport? And then what your why is. Those will help multiply your motivation to get there. Because you're going, like for me, before I got there, I got all no's. Couldn't get an email back, couldn't get a phone call back. As soon as I got there, hey Marcus, but like I had the emotional intelligence to understand that's what the game was. The game is the game. So I couldn't like burn bridges and go off like, man, you told me like, so, you know, but understanding how the corporate game works. So it's like, I think those are the two to answer your question.
No doubt. Man, we can't thank you enough for hopping on, man, and we appreciate everything, and keep killing it, man. Safe travels back to the States, and we'll have to
have fun out there.
Yeah, man. After that, I'm going right to the beach right now. The sun is out. That's what you gotta do all day. So
I heard it's hot out there.
It's like 90 right now.
It's summertime now.
No doubt. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Stay safe, man. We'll have you again. All right, brother. Take care.
Peace.
Shout out to Marcus Peterson.
Shout out to Marcus Peterson, man. We going back to back, JB.
No doubt. We got another legend. Another legend joining us, man. Duke Blue Devil. I know our main man Shaun King is hot at us for not being here. That's he calls Duke God's team, and that's his favorite basketball team, and they're gonna win it all. And we got another Duke Blue Devil legend joining the show, man. Can't thank him enough for popping on. Our main man, Daniel Ying, joins the show.
What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
What up, brother? How you doing? Appreciate you joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, so what are you doing right now? You in the league front office?
I do college scouting for the Lakers.
Okay, got you. What was your take? I saw that about you, so I had to ask right out the gate. Like, when you guys took Connect, did you know he was going to be this dog?
I actually like Connect the whole season. short story. I actually a good friend of mine that I've become close with over the last couple of years is one of their assistant coaches. And he told me about Dalton that preseason. I was at their pro day, and he was like, "Man, I think we got one. Nobody knows about him." It's like, "Keep your eye on him, D." And so I was like, all right. And then sure enough, man, as the season progressed, he was doing what he was doing. And I mean, luckily for us, the Lakers, team thought he was too old or whatever the case may be and passed up on him, and he fell right in our lap. So I've always liked Dalton, man, from what he did his 1 year at Tennessee. So yeah, I saw it in him the whole year.
No doubt.
No, that's dope. That's dope, man. I gotta ask you. Obviously, I know you're focused more so on, like you said, on the college scouting, but you are a Laker. How crazy has it been these last few weeks, just with all the the trades and having Luka on board, and obviously Lakers been looking really, really good overall as far as like making this run into the playoffs. I guess how's it just been internally in your world and just kind of in the business of the Lakers?
Well, for me, I mean, I think the trade for everybody, the trade was obviously surprising, caught everybody off guard. Right. It was a gift for us. Nobody was expecting AD to be leaving. Nobody was expecting Luka to be coming in. And so I think it's been good, though. I think it's been good despite LeBron's untimely injury a couple of weeks ago. Before that, they had found a rhythm. The team had found a rhythm, and things was flowing pretty well. So now I think they're figuring it out. Hopefully the team can stay healthy going into the playoffs, man, and we see what happens.
No doubt. Where you at right now? Listen, Duke, we got our former NFL quarterback, Shaun King, who's on our show 3 times a week, full Duke Blue Devil. And so obviously he has them winning. I got Houston winning it all because the money, man. I got Duke winning it all on my bracket. I'm going to throw that out there. So,
There we go. Smart man.
Hey, just from top to bottom, is this the most NBA rich roster as far as offensive output, and they got multiple NBA players on the roster? Is their depth just going to outweigh these other teams, or these 4-1 seeds? I think first time since 2008 we got 4 1s in here. Can any one of these ones win it, or is Duke head and shoulders just because of depth alone?
Honestly, man, no bias. Any one of these teams can win it. I think all 4 teams are that good. U of H is really a really good team. Florida and Auburn are both really good teams. It's gonna be tough. I mean, honestly, it's gonna be tough, man. Obviously, I'm going with Duke because I'm a Dookie, but also because I really believe they have what it takes on offense and defense to get it done. And so, but it's not gonna be easy, man. I honestly believe that this should be a awesome Final Four, man, with these 4 teams in it.
No doubt.
I'm super excited for sure to see this. I asked this question, I want to say yesterday about Cooper Flag. Obviously, Cooper's probably not the biggest name in college basketball. If let's say Duke goes on to finish his run and they win the Natty, is there an argument to say Cooper Flag would have had the greatest freshman season we've ever seen? What's your take on that? And I see you laugh when I ask that question.
Possibly. I mean, that's a fair argument if the team goes on to win the national championship. That's a fair argument.
Okay.
That's a fair argument. I mean, I don't think any freshman at Duke has led their team to the Final Four with a chance to win it as a freshman. You've had some freshmen be on teams and be good, and possibly win the national championship. But Jahlil Okafor did. So I mean, he had a hell of a season. I mean, a lot of people might have forgot about that, but Jahlil Okafor did. Christian Laettner, he was on the team, but he wasn't the man and led the team, when he was a freshman. So that's a fair argument.
I mean, we brought up Carmelo and a lot of guys, as freshmen that balled out output wise. I don't know if he was as well rounded. Yeah, I don't know if he was as well rounded as Cooper, but is this guy, like I go on all the smoke with Matt Barnes and Stack and these guys, and I've known them for a long time, but they brought up like Cooper, like the NBA needs like a white American hooper, not a Euro. is there any? Do you think that this could be the cat? Like, is he? I know we got Austin Reeves, a couple other guys right now balling on your guys' team, but like, is Cooper Flag what the NBA needs? Does the NBA need an American, not a non-Euro to come in and as a youngster and hoop? Is that something that you guys are needing?
I mean, I won't say need, but it would be helpful, very helpful. I think they would very much so welcome that. If you think about it, we haven't had like an American-born white NBA player to like really be a superstar in the NBA really since Larry Bird.
Crazy, right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of long overdue. And so I think I mean, you can kind of say need, but yeah, I think they would very much welcome if Cooper Flag can keep progressing and becoming the person and player that people think he can become. In the NBA, it would help out.
I think it's American, period. I don't really give a shit about the color. Like, I think the American, like, we've had Euros are like, they're killing it right now. You know what I mean? Like, I just think an American, period, coming out, like, we need a Wembanyama or somebody like that, in my opinion, like a big time shock treatment coming from the States. That's just my opinion. That's what I was telling Matt and shit. But
and to that, I'm glad kind of staying on this topic somewhat. A big conversation during this season, especially a few months ago, was like the face of the league conversation. That was going around, and Anthony Edwards said he didn't want to be the face of the league. LeBron made some comments about it, kind of backing him, or at least understanding why he said that. From your perspective, though, like, I guess how important is it important that we have a singular face of the league? Is that something that you think is necessary in terms of just the continued growth of the NBA and for storylines, or do you think that doesn't really matter, and we're at a space now where we have multiple faces of the league?
I think throughout the history we've kind of had, and it's kind of two coins to this, right? We've kind of had the one face type player that's been the face of the league throughout history, kind of, right? But you got to think about it. When Bird and Magic came into the league, and they was able to do what they did with their teams and individually, they was mentioned in the same sentence.
Bird and Magic,
rivalry, the rivalry,
yeah.
All right, and so you had different guys over the periods of time kind of dominate maybe a few years, or we only think about Jordan in the 90s really dominating that decade.
Right.
You understand? But after Jordan left, if you really think about it, you had the younger guys like Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, all these Tracy McGrady, all these type Tim Duncan. You had all these guys kind of making up throughout Shaq throughout the early 2000s. They had their moments of being being the face. And so there was no fuss about it back then about it being like multiple guys. But those guys they're legends and they're future Hall of Famers and Hall of Famers. So there was no fuss about like who's the face of the league. Those guys just did what they did, and and you took upon it the storyline that led to them being MVPs and champions. I think now the main thing is that there's not American in this conversation.
Right.
Right.
It's Luka, it's the Joker, it's Giannis, it's
right.
Shai Gilgeous. Like,
if you think about the top 5 players in the NBA right now, 4 of them, maybe all 5 of them are foreigners.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Outside of Jason Tatum, who doesn't get the respect that he probably should get as being.
And I was going to ask you that too, but keep going. I don't want to throw you off.
Outside of Jason Tatum, the All-NBA team is made up of all foreigners.
Yeah. Crazy.
This past season, All-NBA team was made up outside of Jason Tatum. Man, he's the one guy who's the American guy who's just recently won a championship. And it doesn't seem like he gets the respect to be the next guy up to be the face of the league.
Yeah.
And so it is kind of problematic that the younger guys see it as a burden. To carry to become the next guy and carry the torch. So I think that's more the issue, is that we don't really have an American that we feel like we can embrace and throw in that role and be like, all right, man, he's our guy, and and the masses want to get behind it.
Real quick, JB, just real before I forget, because I'm glad you brought up Jason Tatum. Why doesn't he get the respect though? Because you think about his entirety of his career, he's had probably one of the best starts of a career, you could argue, of anybody in the history in terms of just the success the Boston Celtics has had year in and year out. They made it to multiple Eastern Conference, finals. Obviously, at the time, they were going against a prime LeBron, and they fell short a lot of those years. But even get to that point was huge. Then they make it to the NBA Finals the first time, lost against a Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Then they finally make it back, and then they get their first ring. But you look at his numbers, you look at his brand is clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got no off the court trouble. You know what I mean? Clean looking cat. That matters. Let's be real. That goes into it. He played for the Celtics, a storied franchise. But for some reason, Jason Tatum just don't get that. Like, is it just the edge? Like, his personality ain't there? Like, is that
I think you said it best. Is like he might be for some people, or for this is for today's era of fan base and media. He might be too clean. He might, right? Because he doesn't really have like so-called the edge or the flash or the it factor that you've been accustomed to with previous superstars.
Yeah.
Think back to when Steph Curry was first starting to come into superstardom, or and it was kind of similar. And it was like, oh yeah, no way, light-skinned shooter, he not athletic, he's small, and this, that, and then it took a while for people to really be like, oh yeah, like that dude, And then after he won his first one, because he didn't get Finals MVP, people were still like, oh, he not, you know what I'm saying? And so I think all that plays in part in what's going on with Jason Tatum also. Like he is the best player on his team. They did just win the finals, but the fact that he didn't get Finals MVP, people kind of knock him off for that. Like, oh yeah, he's not ready. It's not him. But he's
how much does Boston play into that? Like, he's not at New York, #1 media. He's not LA, 2 media. He's Boston. Like, I think that matters. I think Kevin McHale's undervalued as well. How good he was in the post. I think the best post moves ever. Him and Akeem, obviously. I don't know if he got the credit that he might have gotten in LA or New York at that time. Like, the media market matters, no?
A little bit. I wouldn't say so much in today's time because
social
media. Yeah, because of social media. Like, you're gonna know what's going on no matter what market you're in. Look at SGA, right? SGA is in Oklahoma City. Everybody, I think everybody, 95% of people know about SGA and can probably say, he's that dude, and he should probably be MVP this year.
No doubt.
Regardless of, that he's in that small market. He's doing what he's doing, and he's getting the respect for it. For whatever reason, Jason Tatum not getting his full respect that he deserves.
No doubt. Daniel, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you some hard questions. What's going on, man? Bronny a real NBA player or what?
Oh,
man. No, Bronny James can absolutely become a real NBA player. Is he that right now? No. That's why we have the G League, and he's been getting time there, and he's been having success in developing and getting a lot better with those reps he's getting in the G League. But can he play? Yes, he can play. The kid knows how to play.
Only reason I asked that, Dan, because I know you're involved, right? You going through this stuff. I don't know where you are as far as the final say and all that stuff. I know that goes up the ranks, but like when you look at a guy like that out of high school or college or whatever, and you see the other roster, and you're like, all right. And then the media obviously runs with the narrative that, well, he wasn't even the highest scoring guy at SC, and then that guy didn't even get drafted, and we took Bronny. Then it goes to LeBron as the face of the league. He made you guys sign him. And how much bullshit is involved in that as far as the narrative that gets pushed out on big-time platforms?
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that goes on that's above my pay grade. But yeah, it's a lot. And it definitely there's different storylines that you can run with the whole situation. But like I said, we drafted Bronny 55. We've invested in Bronny, and he's gotten better. So
that was my question. How much have you seen improvement? How much improvement have you seen? A lot.
To all the naysayers, you know what I'm saying? He's showing that, hey, if you give me time to develop, I can get there. Or I have a chance to get there. And he's been showing that in this first year. He's gotten better. And like I said, it takes time for a lot of guys. Most guys don't hit, even if they're a lottery pick, even if they're the second, third pick.
Right.
Most guys don't hit right away in this league. It takes time, and it takes the right situation for a lot of guys to become who they can become as an NBA player. The league is tough, man. And a lot of people may not understand how tough it is.
Nah, I'm good friends with Danny Green and a lot of other guys. Talk to Jalen Brunson all the time. I'm trying to get his ass on the show. He likes me talking shit, so he's a funny dude. I got to ask you, like, you saying that, like, the NBA is what it is. The players might be the most athletic, gifted humans on earth. I got to ask you, like, where you at with the draft? And call me ignorant. I don't know how it works, but, like, I know the lotto plays into it. But, like, next year coming out of this season after the summer, how does it – do you guys already have where you're picking, or is that all through the lotto and based on your record at the end of this year? Like, are you already looking at guys that I can maybe select, like, that are dark horse guys, or – because you're probably not going to get, a big-time lottery pick, right, so based on record. So how's that work? Because I'm ignorant to it.
Yeah, for the most part, we kind of know where we should land in this year's upcoming draft.
Okay.
And so, yeah, you prepare for it like that. And things could change. You can make some trades and move up, and all that. But so for the most part, you kind of know where you're at. And then if you're a lottery team, you're waiting on the lottery draft to see where you actually fall. But you kind of know your chances.
Are you already putting positioning? Are you already positionally like, okay, this is what we need? Or is that based on, God forbid, knock on wood, an injury or something like that? Does that change everything as far as your need going into the draft?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, injury kind of throws a wrinkle in everything, but you know what you need to try to help your team improve. But also, like I said, the draft does what it does, and that kind of also determines, all right, maybe two guys that we thought would be there got drafted earlier. So now we have to pivot a little bit. And take our third, fourth best option that we thought would be there. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a chaotic system to the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you kind of like process wise, like, are you guys, are you kind of going into draft day with like a list basically of like, all right, best case to quote unquote worst case scenario, depending on who's available. If this guy gets drafted, all right, we're going to this guy. Is that kind of the process there?
It's kind of just like that, right? So you're going to evaluate all the guys you think possibly have a chance to get drafted, maybe 1 through 60 or 1 through whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously, depending on where you draft, and we're in the late second round, we're really not worried about right. You understand? But throughout the year, we evaluate them, we scout them. So so you got him on the list of, all right, so he's gone. The next, you know what I'm saying? Harper's going, so you just, and like I said, just depending on how things goes, like last year for us, we didn't think Dalton Connect would be there, but we did our work on him. We had our, and we had our pros and cons on him and what we liked, and he fell to us at 17, and we were like, hey, we can't pass this up. Yeah, like we can't pass this up. Yeah. And so stuff like that does happen. And so that's why you really have to go through the whole board and all the guys that's potentially supposed to be drafted. And like you said, you do have your list.
Hey, I got to ask you, former Dookie, JJ Redick. I think he's still one of the all-time leading scorers there, right? I don't know where he is on that pecking order, but what's your take, man? A lot of heat. I was one that's questioned because I'm a former coach, and I'm like, man, it's hard for a first-year guy that's never really coached to go in there and do it. Basically, he's in a consideration to Coach of the Year. Are you surprised or not? And is it because he's a Coach K disciple, or where are you at? How much weight does that carry as well?
I mean, honestly,
he just got the it factor.
I mean, it looks like it. Honestly, it does. I'm a little surprised how well he's done. Like you said, first year in the position, right out the gate with the Lakers. It's not like he's taken, this bad team that's been, and we got young players. Like he was thrown right in the fire with high expectations with the Lakers and LeBron, and having LeBron and AD and the rest of the guys. So man, he's done a phenomenal job. Like, yeah, he should be up for consideration of Coach of the Year. And he's done a hell of a job, man. And hats off to him. But I mean, it's part of who he is, man. His preparation, has been fine-tuned since he was in college. I played with him for 3 years at Duke. And so
no doubt.
His progression as a player, the preparation he put in as a player to work on his body and the different things that he improved each and every year. been playing 14 some years, I think, in the NBA. Looking at it now, like, all right, man, like I understand it more. Like, yeah, I'm not too surprised, man, because the guy's he's sharp, high IQ, knows the game, played a long time, played with superstars, had different roles in this league. And so I think he understands it really well of how he wanted things to go and to be able to relate to the guys to get them to respond the way that they've responded has been phenomenal.
That was going to ask you because, like, we know this coaching business, man, for you to be able to, like, motherfucker dude, like I've seen him do. And I was like, all right, now I know he's about the business, and then get them back on, his side, kind of, so to speak. That's an it factor. I don't give a shit what they say. That's just that thing. It's not personal. It's just business. But I've seen him go at LeBron. I've seen him at AD. I know. I think he's on it himself. He said, I told Luka, hey, you're going to come here. Can you get cussed out? Is that something that he's done better than most? Like, are you surprised at how he's handled that coming from, ESPN, the podcast with LeBron, and now being the coach, and how he's managed all that?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he's showing us that he can do it and that he's having success with it. Has it been a surprise? It has been. I can't say it has been. The league coaching at any level, and you know this, JB, coaching at any level is hard.
Yeah.
Even if you're coaching little kids, like it's a hard job. It takes preparation. Even if you're talking about the little kid, like it takes preparation. And so you have to understand. And I think he got a lot of stuff from Coach K, understanding, how to adjust to your team and dealing with different personalities and the personnel of your team. But I think that's a big thing, just the relationships you have to have with each individual player. So you know how to push the buttons of certain players to get them to try to get them to respond the way that you need them to respond in certain situations. And that's a big part of coaching, I believe, just being able to have to coach the individual. Everybody's not the same. So yeah, you have a general coaching aspect to coach, and you also have to coach guys individually because of who they are and personalities, this, that, and the third.
Hell yeah. Personality is different.
Absolutely.
Definitely is, man. Definitely is, man. My last question, and you kind of said it loosely a little earlier, but I want to get a clear-cut answer. So Shai Gilgeous is the MVP over the Joker. Is that what you're saying?
In my opinion, I think Shai Gilgeous is the MVP this year. Should be the MVP. You can make an argument for Joker once again. Right? But here's the big but. Shai's numbers are crazy also.
Yeah.
And his team is the best team in the NBA. Well, in the West, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they have a better record than the Cavs, do they?
It's close. I don't know. I don't know.
But they have a chance. I just saw this. Like, they have a chance to win it, and it's probably unlikely. With 10 games left, they have 63 wins already. Right? Or 7 games left. With 7 games left. Yeah. They have a chance to win 70 games.
Yeah.
And he's been doing
rare. They'll be up there with rare company.
Right. Yeah. And this is back-to-back years. They've been the best team in the West.
How much credit should Donovan Mitchell get though? And on that Cleveland team, like I don't know if they could beat Boston in 7 in the East. I don't know if I'm believing all the hype like a lot of people are, but record-wise and what he's done there, leaving Utah and all that, he's got to get. I mean, I know he's not in consideration, but he's done a hell of a job too, right over there.
He has. I just think he's not in that conversation like you would think he would be because his numbers aren't as MVP as
body.
I think he's only averaging like 23 points.
Yeah.
And that, what I'm saying, for a guy, in this league, that's you got Shai averaging 30 plus, Jokic averaging almost a triple-double with 30 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's tough to compete. But yes, Donovan Mitchell has done a hell of a job with his transition from Utah to the Cavs and the last year and this year and what they're doing. And it's been a big surprise for them also.
No doubt. Daniel, man, I can't thank you enough, man, for being a real one and joining us. I got to ask you, though, to take one thing away from the Coach K experience. A lot of cats like myself, I used to tell my assistants, like, hey, man, what coach would you want to go see? And dudes would be like, oh, Nick Saban, Pete Carroll, all these football guys. And I'm like, Gino Auriemma. That's the motherfucker I wanted to go see. Because what he does with women as a man in a space and dominated for so long, I'm like, that's different. Coach K was different to me. Like John Wooden, who passed away, obviously, but way before us, like he was different. 11 titles at UCLA and the guys he coached.
Yeah.
Coach K was different, in my opinion. Anything that just stood out to you as you took from him, that not only on the floor or on the court, but in life, anything that you could share?
Well, I'll say this. He came to work every day, right? And I was caught him like in the middle of, of his getting older.
Yeah.
He wasn't, like when he retired, he was really, he was old. He was much older.
Yeah.
So I caught him like, in the middle of him getting, being a young coach. Right. And so, but he came to work every day. And what I take most from Coach K is the preparation he did for himself and for our team. We could never go out on the court or say in the game like, man, we wasn't prepared for this or that. The preparation that he had us go through and had us ready for each game, each situation, is second to none. So that in itself was a big part, especially as I got older and and had my career in the NBA and overseas. Just understanding like a lot of coaches that's not good coaches, man. And you take for granted when you have a good coach because you don't understand. No, as a player, you don't understand. And JB can attest to this. You don't understand all the preparation and work it takes to get you the scouting report and the game plan, and breaking down film. As a player, you just receive the information, and if you understand it, you're like, okay, I got it. Let's go do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. But it took.
And in hoop, it's probably different because you guys are playing, and especially in your era, you guys are playing what, 2-3 times a week?
Right. Yeah. So you playing twice in college. You're playing twice a week. In the NBA, you playing every other day, back to back. You know what I'm saying? 82 game season. So the preparation that real good coaches take, it takes time. As a player, you don't really understand how much time and effort it took for them guys to put that film together or to put that report, that scout report, that game plan together.
Is it true that, like, because I've heard rumors and we never see him, like, we've never seen too many outbursts where he's like MFing somebody, but I heard that he used to tell people like to put the hold on, I've heard this story.
I think he just answered your question right there, but keep going.
I already know because a buddy of mine who's on the staff told me, but he's like, is this true though? Did he used to bring the chairs, like, so the crowd and that motherfucker just motherfuck you guys, and so the crowd couldn't hear him?
Well, so when in my era, in my time, we didn't leave the bench during timeouts like they do now.
Yeah.
But and here's the thing about Coach K too, which made him so great. He was a student under Bobby Knight. Who we know from a basketball ass. Bobby Knight
West Point, Bill Parcells, him, all three of them motherfuckers, crazy motherfuckers.
So from a basketball standpoint, Bobby Knight is one of the best, right?
Yeah.
But Coach Knight didn't have a filter to understand, to really understand the political professional side of of how things have to work.
Yeah.
I think Coach K understood, like, all right, I'm as tough as Bobby Knight, but I also know I have to be much more professional and diligent in how I handle certain situations.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of MFs. A lot.
I love it. Because you don't hear it, you don't see that
No,
shit.
you don't. Right? You don't, but a lot.
hey, damn, that's the thing though, dog. That's what people don't understand. Like, Nick Saban told me personally, like, man, JB, I can't thank you enough. Because if the motherfuckers filmed me for 8 hours a day, I would be fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand. Like, yeah, these cats acting like Coach K was out here. Daniel, come on, son. It's okay. Like, these motherfuckers, these cats out here, man. It's embarrassing that these cats don't really get it, man. Like, it ain't personal. Shit.
No, it's not. And, like, Coach K was very tough, man. He also very tough, but he was a great coach. He understood his teams for the most part. He made adjustments based on who was leaving, who was coming back. He had the total package. But great preparation, great motivator, great leader.
No doubt. Man, Smitty, I don't know. We're wrapping it up, man. I can't.
Right, that's all I had.
Can't thank you enough, man. Being a real one, and good luck to you, brother, and keep killing it, man. And hopefully you get wherever you want to get to, and good luck to the Lakers, man. Are you there right now? I'm a Laker guy through and through, LA fan. So Smitty's a transplant LA fan. He a fake. He not really a real.
I'm a Kobe guy, so I'm from Indiana, but I've always been a Kobe guy. So I've rooted for the Lakers my whole life.
I
That
get
still
it.
counts.
Hey, Daniel, man, I can't thank you enough. Hopefully we get you on again, brother. Keep it real and appreciate you, man. Good luck.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right, brother.
Have a good one.
Daniel Ewing, man, Duke Blue Devil champ. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Glad, man, love to have him. You can tell he's a real one. I can tell he's a real one right from the jump too. So I appreciate him, man, because a lot of people can't say a lot of shit, especially in his space. So can't thank him enough, man, for being a real one.
Answered every question.
Nah, yeah, he didn't balk at anything. I mean, I'm never gonna put nobody in no harm's way. Cats think that though. Oh, JB going to stupid question. I don't ask stupid ass questions. I just wanted to ask a real question, and I know he evaluates all these guys, so it was good to have him on, man. A guy that's in the behind the scenes with that stuff. So shout out to everybody, man. Great guest. Gotta hopefully get him on. I think he's a Florida boy too. I think he's from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. So. Duke Bluey, I know Shaun King gonna be hot tomorrow when he watches it. He gonna be hot. He gonna watch this shit and be hot as hell, man. So
I'm feeling more and more good about my bracket though. The more that as we get closer and we go on, like it feels like Duke's gonna win the whole thing. And this might be my first time in a while that I've actually picked a champion on my bracket. My brackets, I'm usually pretty bad on my brackets, and I think I picked the right one this time, man. So. I had 3 of the teams right in the Final Four. I got Duke beating Florida in the Natty. I feel good about that. And, we shall see. We're going to find out here shortly.
Yeah, you really went on the edge picking Duke.
Hey, listen, sometimes it's the easy answer. Sometimes the easy answer is the correct answer. JB, you love being different, which I respect. But sometimes it's okay. The safe answer is the right answer. It is what it is.
2 things can be true, right?
I taught you that. It's been a great show, though, Jason. It's been a great show, man.
Darnell, don't call me Jason, but yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Work Boot Wednesday. We got a loaded lineup tomorrow too, I believe. Let me give a little update on a few guys.
Who we got coming on tomorrow?
Every day, man. It's just unbelievable. I gotta have like a Rolodex. You do? Do you have Rolodex?
That's old school stuff right there.
Tomorrow we got Greg Peterson, Eric Edholm, and Shaun King.
Jeez.
So we'll break down those, and then we got Leonard Marshall Thursday with Steve Kim and Patrick Young, and then on Friday, man, the great Vince Papali.
Vince Papali.
Yeah, the show that.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to one of our biggest fans, man, Eddie Manyweather, for sending over the big time money. We ain't got no money all show. So stay what you want, JB. Eddie Manyweather just set the tone and sent us some money.
Hold on. Eddie, can you call in right now? Eddie, can you call in?
Right now, Eddie. We'll end the show with you.
Call in right now. I'll send you the link. Right now. The link is in the chat. Eddie, call in right now real quick because I got breaking news for you, son.
You got breaking news?
I do.
Might be something good, Eddie. You better call in, Eddie.
Call in, Eddie. The link's right there, Eddie. Hurry up. We got 1 minute.
Eddie. Come on, Eddie.
Come on, Eddie. Let's go, Eddie, or I'll block you.
Right. Like, what are you doing? You ain't doing nothing. You outside.
Why aren't you in yet?
Come on, homie. And Leah already said it's been a great show. So what are you doing, Eddie? Like, come on.
Who has?
Somebody it's been a great show, but we're trying to end it on a better note. So come on, Eddie, call in.
Who said it's been a great show? Who'd you show, homie?
I don't know who. I think Betty clicked on somebody, but it's been a great show. Here we go. I think Eddie's jumping in the background.
All right.
Bring him in.
You're muted,
Eddie.
Eddie.
My damn.
Eddie, you're muted.
This dude got the Ezekiel Elliott jersey on. With
Eddie, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Eddie,
you.
you hear me?
Dog,
have you seen the breaking news?
What's the breaking news? Well, we got Shador Sanders. We about to trade up for Shador.
I try to give you some real shit, man, and you want to fucking bring that shit to the show? I'm giving you real news, and I'm going to be the first one to break it because I just got a text message. Micah Parsons, highest paid non-quarterback in the history of football.
Hey, man, that's a great player. He's like the.
I'm just kidding, motherfucker. April Fool's. Get the fuck out of here. April Fool's, motherfucker. No, he ain't. Get your ass up out of here. No, he ain't, motherfucker. It's April Fool's Day. You ain't signing nobody. You're shitty. Got him. Got him.
I'm doing April Fools on people all day today. I'm being petty all day, homie. Everybody laughing. Lucy laughing. J Ram laughing. Even Leah's laughing. That's crazy that she laughing.
It's
Everybody
always back
laughing.
to Leah. It's funny how that works. Always back to Leah. I knew Leah's face was going to be shown.
Huh?
Crazy.
Martell, Paris laughing. Everybody laughing. That's crazy.
Leah said, good one, JV.
Huh?
Leah said, good one. He tough on us. He ain't worried about this jersey. This picture. We didn't even talk about Aaron Rodgers throwing to DK Metcalf.
I know that's the biggest topic. I saw that. We got an Aaron
by the way,
Rodgers commercial, homie.
he's on the thumbnail.
We got to say it for tomorrow now. Like, it's too late.
No, can't make thumbnail tomorrow. Can't make thumbnail tomorrow. I let it in with it.
Nah,
Basically,
you didn't lead in with it.
I said, is this definite? Is he
going
to be a
you
Steeler?
just went over. You gave us a quick line over every topic.
Yeah, he's gonna be a Steeler.
He's
He's gonna be a Steeler, right? He's gonna be a Steeler, and it is what it is.
He's gonna be a Steeler. Yes, it's official, guy. He's gonna be a Steeler. There's no reason for him and DK to work out in LA. He's not gonna go to Steeler. He's trying to get a bit of rapport. He's trying to figure out the relationship. They're trying to talk to each other, see, kind of find out where DK likes the ball at, where he doesn't, and just see it if it will be a good fit. It makes the most sense. This is a sign he's going to be a Steeler. If he wants to play, it's the only team that's even available right now. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. So unless he wants to retire, which he doesn't, he has no choice but to go to the Steelers here. So as you can see, that ball self come off his wrist just easily, just flick of the wrist without even trying. And I actually think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a bounce back year, man. So
read Bailey's comments in the private chat.
So Bailey had a comment saying, you guys didn't cover any topics. Whole rundown still left for tomorrow. Just say it for tomorrow. Bailey's pissed. He in the background. Throwing stuff around, throwing his hands up. Man, this is not my fault, homie. You know, JB be going long on certain topics. He bring up certain things. And then once the guests come on, homie, it's kind of like hard to just stay on the rundown because we got to ask them specific questions about their career. So apologies for you, Bailey. Shout out to you. Great rundown. It's not your fault. It just, it shows a little ghetto sometimes, but it is what it is, homie.
Absolutely, 1,000% his fault. And you need to stop giving everyone a pass.
Mickey McHigh said Leah got y'all on the chokehold.
Who?
Mickey or McHigh, whatever. He said Leah got y'all in a chokehold.
Is that a female or a male?
He got y'all in a chick hold, is what he actually said, a chick hold. This is a dude. He got on Justin Jefferson glasses, and he got like what he doing with his mouth? He's got his mouth open. There's no grill or nothing.
Hey, what's up with all the girls' picture? I gotta be honest. That's something I gotta ask you real quick before we get out of here. What's up with the girls with their mouths open, tongue out? What's up with that picture, that pose?
They're done for a long time.
What is that? What does that mean, though? Leah, or anybody in chat? Lucy, Leah.
Why'd you ask Chris or anybody else?
Chris or anybody? Anyone else?
Why'd you start with Leah?
Maybe Gaga can answer.
She's not in here right now.
She is in here. I just saw her.
She don't ever watch show no more.
Leah don't know. She said.
Really?
I gotta ask, like, what is the deal? Jada right here.
She is here. Okay, Jada Bean.
Like, what's up with the tongue out and the fucking? I'm trying to figure out what the pictures. Why is that?
Watch show.
I'm just curious what the picture is. Like, why is it the mouth open, tongue out?
What do you think it means?
Huh?
What you think it mean, homie?
Well, what it used to mean when I was growing up, like if you stuck your mouth, open your mouth, it's tongue out, like, and then a lot of them had tongue rings though. Like that was like the first thing, like, oh, you suck dick. And I was like, damn. And the homies out, everybody thought you suck dick. Huh?
Tongue rings used to do that when you're a kid. But let's be real, we grown now, homie. Every woman do. We're grown as hell. What are you talking about? If you're a grown ass woman, you get head. Nothing to talk about. Now there's some who like that's their thing. Like they just look like Tiana Trump. Like that's her thing. She just loves to do it. But
she got a man. She got a man. She got a man, a soccer player or something, don't she?
Yeah, but go to her Twitter. She still got that first video on there.
So he's fair game then. He's fair game then.
I listen. All I'm saying,
You can talk shit about a motherfucking husband, but I can't. Got it. So you say
I ain't say nothing about him. I said you go to her Twitter. I said no. I said go to her Twitter page.
Mina Khan's got a husband and a kid. And blah, blah,
She's
blah.
not married. They're not married. Number one. Number two, she has a video of her giving head on her Twitter. As soon as you go to her page. What are you talking about? Don't compare her to Mina Khan. It's a professional in the business. Let me stop.
Jada, what's the new? What's the tongue out for and the mouth open? I'm just curious.
She said giving and getting.
There's no more of a. I don't know if there's anything more intimate than a mouth on a woman. No.
More intimate?
Like I'm just saying, yeah. Like I don't know, dog. Like as far as like the mouth is like my mouth. My face and eyes go right to the mouth.
It's the first thing you look at
on a female. Yeah.
Well, I bet.
I gotta know if her teeth like. You can't look like you just bit into a Snickers.
Smile is important.
Jada said what?
She's so nasty. Jada's so nasty. Jada's so nasty. And shout out to Jada. She just celebrated a birthday, y'all. Celebrated a birthday a couple days ago. Because I be in the Discord talking to her fans by myself. So shout out to Jada, man.
All day yesterday.
Hope you had a great birthday celebration. You deserved it. Hope you gave somebody some great gawgaw. And
what?
Yeah, that's great.
You hope what?
I hope she gave somebody some great walk. Whoever her man is, she a player. She got a couple dudes. Yes, I'm married, Ruben. I don't know what that to do with anything. What are we talking about? She did. Thank you. That's good to know. So, JB, you can stay on here. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. It's 9:12. I don't get paid for overtime, so I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. If y'all need me, find me on Instagram. Find me in the Discord. Be on Discord all day. I'm gonna go from there.
Fuck, Jada.
What's the issue, homie?
You gave somebody got.
Huh?
She gave somebody got, homie.
You mad about that?
Huh?
You upset about that?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, I know what's going on.
What?
JB's jealous that he wasn't the recipient of the Gawk or the Walk 3000. He wanted Jada to come over here to you for her birthday and give you the Walk. Ah, okay. Listen, hey, don't be a hater, homie. I'm sure you got somebody out there. Yeah, you got an AE.
I never said that at all. But anyway, I gotta go, man. I got pissed. We'll be back tomorrow. It's Work Boot Wednesday. Don't miss Unpaved in about 45 minutes. Shaun Salisbury and I over on Rumble. Peace.